All right, we back. We up in here. It's hot. We good. Dante Soulpepper, that's Pharaoh, that's Marquise.
Gangs in the building.
Any pre-pod thoughts?
Pre-pod thoughts.
Nigga, why Go ahead.
Everybody thought I got peed on, like she just pissed on me like crazy. And she just pissed in the bed, but I'm in the bed with her and it got on me.
Come on now.
So I got to clear up the allegations. Like I'm just R. Kelly out here like.
You ain't tell her to pop a squat?
Nah, I can't. That's out. That's out.
That's what he want us to think. He just don't want to tell us that he really get down like that.
Nah.
He freaky, man.
He was talking about some rain down on me.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's freaky, man. You got something to say?
Dog, why is common courtesy not common no more? I just want to know that. Or is it just because everybody hates black people?
Common courtesy?
Yeah.
I feel like we just don't live by the same morals that people used to. So we don't have the same customs. Just like a lot of niggas ain't laying their jacket over a puddle when a girl walks over it.
Oh, that's chivalry. I ain't doing that either no more.
But
Sorry.
that's the moral.
I'm not messing up my jacket for you. I'll do something else, but I ain't gonna mess up my jacket for you.
You know
That's
what I'm saying? Niggas don't care what side they walk on when they with shorty. Like they ain't protecting them. Like there's different stuff. Like just certain things. Like I see people walk across the street with their kids. They don't even hold their kids' hands to make sure they don't run off, and then they wonder why they on the Channel 5 news and little Timmy's head busted open on the side of the road because you ain't hold his hand across the street. Like,
yeah.
There's reasons that people do these things, but there's just no, like, people just don't care no more.
What about like the generic stuff? Like if you go out like at the mall or something and you see somebody about like 10 feet away, anywhere 10 feet and less, you ain't gonna hold the door for them?
I'm opening the door for them.
I feel like I've been walking around for a whole week and I ain't seen nobody do that for me. I'd be right there too.
I just left out of Target and we was all holding the door for each other. Maybe sometimes people just have a bad day or like don't even be paying attention. Like you know what I mean? Or maybe you're right. Maybe some people just don't like black people.
Even if I do, like if I'm in a rush and say there's a lady with a stroller or something, she would, and I'm just in a rush and I forget. Like I look back. I'm going to go run back, open the door, and be like, I apologize. I was just in my own head.
Right.
Like,
it's because your mama raised you right. The rest of these cats don't be on that.
But that's another thing about the A word, accountability. Like, you just got to be aware. And I could say for even myself, being aware, like, I'm not very self-aware. I'm more aware of, like, everything around me, but I'm not very self-aware. Like, sometimes I don't identify my feelings and different stuff and interpret my things because I'm more aware of what's around me.
Right. Okay. Do you have friends that, like, are just so unaware about everything?
Yep.
Yeah, I do. They're not my good friends, but, yeah.
See, what do they do? Like, do they just be on some like cluck shit all the time, or you have to like constantly just remind them about like shit that's going on right now?
You constantly got to remind some people about real life is what it is. Like people could just be. What am I trying to say? Like live in the house, but like talk like they've been outside. Where it's just like I don't know if you really touched enough grass on this subject to keep talking about it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I mean, where like people don't really be aware, because like it's just like how I said the one time, like a wise man once said, nothing at all. Like sometimes if I don't know shit about the subject, I'm not gonna say anything, or like the part I don't know, I'll ask questions, or I'll come up with my own assessment and stand on it. But like some people like speak from information and not enough from experience, and that's when I feel like they be not self-aware, because it's just like you talking about some shit that you seen on the TV or the internet or YouTube or whatever. That's not real life.
Yeah. And that's where I'm at with it is like a lot of people, they try to tell me about a female or they tell me about certain things and they haven't really even done as much as I have with the situation. So I'm like, how could you even tell me?
How'd you come to this conclusion? Because they ain't had no experiences.
Right.
Yeah.
There we go. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. How you come up to this conclusion without an experience?
Yeah.
That's what was on my mind. It's just not bothering me, but it's just been a constant thing that I've been wondering this whole week.
I heard the Reason album.
What you think about it?
I actually liked it a lot. I think the Too Much track and the Don't Cry track was like my two favorites. Even the singles sound better than the album.
Yeah. Did you listen to the album?
I wasn't feeling it, to be honest.
For real?
I don't know what it was. It just was not like. Maybe it's just one of those things that you taught me, like in this moment I'm at, like it's just not resonating. It's not hitting for me, but I don't know. It wasn't that it was a bad album. I couldn't pick songs that I didn't like from it. It just was like, this is cool for the one run through, and then I'll give it like half a day, and then I'll go back and listen to it instead of like actually running through it 2.5 times.
Yeah, I listened to it. I listened to it the first day. It was just repeating at work, so I maybe heard it like 7 times fully through, and then I started picking songs where I was like, okay, and then I started dissecting songs, and what's the one where he does the Drake shit, where it's like, truck to the hotel lobby.
I don't remember what it's called, but that one's pretty cool though.
That's probably one of my favorite songs, and it resonates with me because I'm like, damn, he talk about some shit I be doing. I be going through living this wild ass shit. And then probably the other one is Gang Shit.
Gang Shit was dope.
I like that one.
Gang Shit was mad dope.
Was one that resonated with me as well. But I just thought it just with Reason, and I had a conversation with Cam on the phone about it, is like he just doesn't have that star factor for me. He could rap. He has like all the intangibles. He could rap. It's like he could dribble, but he's just not my favorite player.
He hitting shots, but his jump shot look kind of funky. Mm-hmm.
He's not the star player on the team, but he's a good player. You know.
Yeah, but I think like for that reason, it's kind of why I like him though, because it's almost just like some rappers like separate. Some rappers are like rappers to where like they're not relatable to real life because they do rapper shit. But like it's almost just like this nigga's a regular person who just happens to be a rapper, and I think that's why I like his music because a lot of it in the album resonated with me. Like that's why I like the Too Much track because that mug was just so fire, and I was just like, nah, I feel him. Like I feel him on that, or even like the single, the Little Bitch You Better. Like the song is just about song is just about. Nigga, I'm stressed out. I need to see some booty, nigga. that shit is crazy. That song is fire. Like when it came out as a single, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, that's what he on. I guess it's all right. But when I heard it in the album, I was like, nah, I got you.
Yeah,
I feel you, dog.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for a song that got the girl talking in the back, like, that's right. Like, anytime like that, anytime it's like that, I think that I'm a sucker for a song like that. I don't even know. Like if you do it, put your back into it, I can do it. Like when it go like that, I'm like, damn, this shit hard.
The best shit he said in the album, and I put it in the notes, where he was like, isn't it ironic to want to escape the same things that made you? When he said that, after the first song, I think it was a girl that said it. After the first song, I was like, damn, that's a bar. But like, and that's why I'm saying I feel him, because sometimes you just get like stuck into doing the same thing that like, even though all of that shit made you, at some point you got to step away from it and grow up.
Yeah.
Or grow away from it or do, So like when with just that question in my head, I was just like, nigga, that was the best bar I heard all year. Mm-hmm. But like, I really liked the album, man. It almost made me in my head. And after the Schoolboy Q interview, now I'm siding with the artist 100% in TDE. Because if Schoolboy Q could just sit around and make 4 albums and not get pressured to put out stuff, then I'm gonna side with the artist because every artist has a different creative process.
Yeah.
So I think whatever reason is not doing in order to be bigger, I think it's almost their job to really help them figure it out instead of calling in a show and saying some bullshit.
Yeah, that's ultimate. I think isn't that the conclusion we came to last time? Just because they have the artist is the artist and the creative, but you're signing to a label with the intent of you're going to help me flourish.
Yeah,
and
but
get
I
all
think
these
we're
other-
just seeing it from the artist's perspective as well, and not seeing it from like a motherfucker that put the money up.
No,
And you're
but
like, I want my investment back.
I don't agree that I'm seeing it that way because that's why I was saying last time I saw both sides of it because I really do get it. But like at the end of the day, if I'm just an artist, what am I supposed to do? Or like, you know what I'm saying? Or if I can't put the music out, like why don't we find other ways to get hot? Like I'm saying, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Like so I don't know, just like I'm even separating it from Reason and TDE. I'm talking about like TDE in general because like I'm saying, if Schoolboy Q could just sit there and say on camera, I made 4 albums and ain't none of these shits out. I'm in the studio every day making a song and none of this music is really out. Then like in my head, I'm like, hey man, I guess that's just what they do, man. So I got to
Yeah.
side with the artist now. Because if the executive ain't pressuring you to put something out to even make the money, then what's the point? I'll take 6 years on an album too. Fuck it.
That's crazy. They just over there signing and shelving.
They're over
Signing
there,
and
they're
shelving.
over there brewing up some fire, and only they hearing it.
Right.
That low key kind of got me out when I heard that, cause like I'm a real fan of like Schoolboy Q, Isaiah Rashad, SZA, like pretty much the whole TDE. I know Zachariah's talent, but I haven't heard an album where I'm like, oh, I'm a big Zachariah fan. But like even the shit he did on Blast shit, where it's like, I was like, damn, this
Yeah.
nigga could go crazy if he really wanted to.
Damn, I forgot what I was gonna say.
I got a question. With y'all as artists, would y'all make music and then only listen to your music and not release it?
Yep, all the time.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I probably on my computer,
All the time, bro.
on my computer, and I play Cam pretty much anything that I think I'm gonna put out. I play Cam. And there's probably hundreds of songs Cam haven't heard. I played him one song, and he's like, "Nigga, you had this song? Like this song is good as fuck." And I have been sitting on that song since retro tape, so like 2015, and he probably heard that shit like 2 years ago.
What makes y'all not want to put it out though?
So for me personally, like a lot of it is feeling for me. So like I can't really put my finger on it, but sometimes I could just make a song and I don't feel like it was whatever was in my head was executed through the music. So like sometimes I just be like, I mean, this song's all right, but I don't really fuck with it, so no. Like it's just that simple to me, to be completely honest with you. Where I just be like, I mean, the song's all right, but like I don't want to put it out because it ain't that good.
And I'm I've always been like a project person. I feel like so like. I mean, I put out Lucy's before, but it was like I felt like it almost was like good enough to be on the project, but it just didn't fit the sequence. Because I'm big on sequencing and shit. Like even back when we used to have parties and shit, I used to make like mixtapes for the parties, but I used to sequence them like, oh, this gonna happen then, and this gonna like, and one day I want to get into like scoring movies and shit. So like, pick the music for the mood for a movie and shit. So if it doesn't fit that, I kind of just put it off to the side. And sometimes I'll go back and listen to it and be like, damn, I should have put this one out. This shit crazy. But it just doesn't come out.
I'll do that too sometimes, and that's another reason that it takes me like a long time to actually put out music because this next album I'm about to put out called House Shoes, I've been working on it probably for only like a year and a half, but it's actually been pieced together over like 4 years. So it's like one song from 2019 that's actually gonna make the album, and there's one song from 2020 as soon as the pandemic happened, happen that's actually gonna make the album. So like when I felt like I was just missing some pieces, I kind of just went back and just started listening to some old shit from an album I never put out, and I was just like, no, that'll fit there and that'll fit there. So like sometimes if I do make an album, it'd be scrambled where I could be like, this is the intro, this is the outro, and then like it's 4 songs in between that I haven't even made yet, but I know what I got to do to make it sound the way it was supposed to sound. And sometimes it just take a little too longer than it really should. But with that point, there's as much music as I actually be writing and recording, I should just start throwing shit out there, like that's separate from projects for real.
Cause like in y'all's creative process, like where's the fine line of you like trying to find this piece that like makes a song work or fit the mold that you were trying to get to?
With my last project was probably my least like thought about the big picture of the project. I really just thought about the feeling I wanted, what I wanted it to accomplish, because I had never had a bright album. Mm-hmm. Every album was like, there was bright elements, but everything was kind of down. And then the shit I was going through, the music I was making, which I played him one of the songs, and he was like, you should have just made that. But I was like, nigga, I was depressed, honestly. Like, I was literally in a space of, and so I was trying to fight my way out of depression. So it was like almost like making music that's chanting like, oh, you can't play it safe. You gotta motivate yourself. You clean, like you good, like. So I wanted music like that, like you gonna be all right, like you that nigga. You just gotta work your way through it. Like you gotta go and get it, type shit. Like, so just speaking to myself, making these chants almost to be happy was what it was.
What was the question? A fine line between what exactly?
Like when you're creating, like you said, when you make a song and it's not executed how you were thinking it was going to be executed, what's like the fine line of you like trying to fix and add to whatever's missing in that song, or like you just like saying fuck it, let's just move on from it? Because I know like me as a hooper or me as a coach, like I obsess over some of the smallest details that like realistically, in the grand scheme of things, like it takes away from other things I could be doing or other things I could be focusing on. But because I just want this one thing to actually work out, I'll obsess over it. And I would imagine it's the same way in music when you're trying to like get that song to really hit the way way you know it's gonna hit, but you don't know where that piece is missing or like how to add to that piece.
The only way I know how to explain that is it's like a feeling again. So the fine line honestly is how much I like the song. If I like the song like that much, I'll work on it for 20 hours if that's what it takes to get it done. If I don't really like it that much, then I'll probably scrape it. Like just be like, man, that would have been dope if I got it right. But like, I mean, the song ain't that cool anyway.
Yeah, like it just depends, because some of the songs I took the longest time on, and I was like, this is the one. Really wasn't the one. And I'm going to tell you, like, my worst, like the song that I took the least amount of time on, everybody's like, that's that one. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck? Like, I made this shit in like 30 minutes. Like, so I guess it's just like, you know, I feel like I have a good ear because I've always found artists early. Like, I found artists early. So it's just like a feeling you just get, like, in the, like, oh, this. And when I really get excited about working on something, I'm like, because, like, now I've been making music so long that some shit is just like, oh, this is. So when I really get excited, like, when I get this excitement about making it, it's like, oh, this is the one.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to say, because, like, a lot of my songs don't take that long to make, so that's how I know if it's like if the feeling is there or not, because like you could just feel it at the time. So like even for example, the one song why I think I love this song so much is the Pull Up On You track that me and you did, just basically because like it was first off it was just like based off a true story, and then just the way it just came like that quick, where he was like it was just like. We was just kind of bouncing like hook ideas back and forth, but then like we couldn't really get a hook right, and I was just like, fuck it, this is what I know my verse is though. So literally the song was blank, and then it was just my verse, and then he came in and spit his verse, and then like we was just in the studio drinking and shit, and then he started singing that shit, and I was like, no, that's it, go do it. So like we did the verses before we even did the hook because we just knew what the fuck was going on. So like that's the only way I know how to explain it.
Damn, that's the process. You got to do the hook, then do the verse. Normally.
Normally I do the hook first. Yeah.
Damn. Okay. I didn't know that. I used to. Well, never mind.
Yeah, man. Why you quit rapping?
Well, I approach everything differently. Like there was one, cause I had seen Rick Ross did it one time where he was like he wrote all the song names before he ever had the beats or anything. I think it was Mastermind album. He had wrote all the songs name. So when I did Notorious Supreme, I already had a few songs where I was like, I want to put them out. And how could I come up with a concept to like put it all together? And then I wrote some song names. Like I was like, I need an intro, I need this, this, and this, and this. So I had like 3 songs already, but all the rest, I wrote the song names and came up with it on spot.
Damn.
Nah, man, you're not getting out of this. Why you stop rapping? You tried to skip past that part. You had some fire song. I remember it was you did one song on one of the beats I made. I remember that, and then it was a different song that was like something along the lines of you got it, I ain't even trying to lie. And I was like, nigga, I need that. And I remember I remixed the song.
Dog, I don't know, dog. It probably was that creative part where like I would make some and then just like obsess over this minor detail. Like everything would be straight, but then there's like one line that don't necessarily fit, or I don't know how to say it to make it work. So then I'll just sit and obsess over that song. And because I couldn't ever get it right, I was like, man, maybe I just ain't good at it. But then at the same time, you was the only one that like really heard any of my music.
I don't know. This nigga had a whole SoundCloud.
Huh?
You had a whole SoundCloud.
I did. It's probably still out there. It probably is still out there.
I'm gonna find it.
We're
We're gonna put the link on the pod.
No, because I'm telling you, he had that one track that was like, you got it, I ain't even trying to lie. And I was just like, man, that's fire, I need that hook. He was like, go for it. And then I remember like I remixed it on a different beat, but my shit was trash. But like it was, but because it just did the beat and what he was saying, the beat and the hook I took from him didn't really fit together, but I just had to get that off. Like I was just like, nigga, that's fire. I need a verse on there. So I just, yeah.
I think I low-key like I think I tried to like release a mixtape, but it was just like a culmination of shit that I was recording in my dorm room off of the little iPod earphones with the mic over there. But I don't know. I haven't wrote in a while. It's been probably like a year that I stopped writing. But like that's right when I got into actually taking coaching serious.
Yeah.
But I write poetry and shit, but I don't be making music.
Yeah, I don't think I ever stopped making music. Like even if the shit like, to be honest, even if the shit really don't pop, I'm gonna probably I'm gonna be 60 years old in the fucking studio. I ain't gonna lie to you.
It's expression.
Yeah, and that's why, because it's just like, and that's another thing about like my music. Like sometimes when I don't want to be putting it out, when I feel like it's too personal. But I was just telling him the other day, I was like, I feel like I finally just found a happy medium, and that's why like all my songs sound happy, but in my head, I know what the fuck I was thinking when I made the song. So to me, it's depressing. Mm-hmm. So like, it's this one song that I made with Jordan Sanders, and it was called Hustle for Show. And the last time me and him was talking about it, I was like, that song depressing as fuck. He was like, for real? He was like, how? I never thought of it like that. And I was like, because you wasn't in my head. Like, you don't know what I was thinking. But I just, in my head, that's the depressing ass song.
Yeah. And that's probably, and you know what? Like, to that point, that's probably another big reason why I stopped making music. Because every time I was making something, there was like a muse.
Yeah.
Most of the time I was making music, there was a shorty in my life that I was messing with heavy. We go through it and then we break up. Then that's when the real heat would come on. Or I meet a shorty and then I'm thinking like, oh yeah, she gonna be the one. Whole time like I ain't said but like 3 words to her.
Yeah, and even on top of that, like I almost think from that, because I agree with you, it almost comes from like scared to be vulnerable almost for some reason. So you're just like, I don't want nobody to hear that I was really tripping over this girl. I don't want nobody to hear that this, and this. So, like, I don't know.
Yeah, and I don't know, and that's what I was avoiding with this project too. Is I was avoiding that, like really talking about my depressing moments. But I think I kind of came to terms with all that shit. So now you're gonna get the music that is probably has the most feeling,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna talk about moments. Even though I'm still a P, I'm gonna still talk about shit that I went through.
Yeah, dog. We're black, but we're black men. You know, we can't ever be human.
Oh yeah,
We
that's
we
what I
can't
be
no
saying.
emotion.
Like, um, even me and my mom got into it because, well, my grandma has limited time right now to be on the earth. So, I was at work, stressed out, all this shit, and she always has this thing like how I talk to her, and so I said something like, "Hey," and she was like, "You can't be da da da." But like my brother, he has the craziest. He could say crazy things to anybody, and he gets away with it. As soon as I say something, it's like nah, you can't. So I'm like, I wonder why I can't. I'm not allowed to have an opinion or feelings type shit. So I think it's something to do with just I don't even know what it is. I think it's like
Because you're too P.
nah. But I think a lot of black men is like that. Like
Mm-hmm.
you're not allowed to have these feelings. Like as soon as you feel like that, it's almost like uh everyone's like, oh, why do you feel like that? How could you feel like that?
I think I almost have an answer to it because I think like if you're the tough one, then like you're not allowed to have feelings like at any point.
Yeah.
That's what I believe. To where they just be like, "No, why you tripping? Why you tripping? You never be tripping." Like, so I think if you really the tough one, then they look at like, at no point can you cross that line of no, I'm cool to I'm tripping because you've been tough your whole life.
Yeah. I could see that. I kind of just always was just the rough one.
Mm-hmm.
Like when there was something to be. My brother was more. He's into music as well. He's a vocal coach. Like he sings and stuff. So he was more in the choir and this, and I'm playing sports. I'm getting my hands dirty. I'm out here. I'm fighting every day when I'm young. I don't know why I was so angry when I was a little kid. I really can't tell you, but I used to beat niggas up for no reason. And
How y'all feel the first time you told somebody you cried outside of your family?
when you told someone you cried, or you cried in front of somebody outside your family?
We ain't gonna get that vulnerable yet. We ain't gonna do all that. But we gonna say the first time like you told somebody.
I felt like a bitch. I told the girl I was with, like, that shit had really hurt me. Like, I cried about that shit. Like, it was some personal shit,
Mm-hmm.
some family shit.
Yeah, I don't really know. Like, yeah, I don't really know. I probably would just be like, you saying how did I feel when I told somebody outside my family I cried?
Yeah, because I'm sure like the feeling of crying in front of something, like when I first cried in front of somebody was a crazy feeling. I was like, I don't know if I could do this again.
I'm not gonna cap. I always feel like I slide little sly comments in like that. Like I used to be like, I would just be like, yeah, nigga, this shit at me, huh? Nigga, I was crying and shit.
He
But
one
I
of them
said,
niggas that get mad. Is like,
yeah, but I always just slide it in there like so clean, like nigga, I was crying and shit, like, and then start laughing about it, like. So I don't know. It's not that bad to me, I guess. But like, man, I can't remember the last time I cried.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I can cry no more.
You gotta cry, Cam. You gotta cry.
That's what they say, but I don't even know, man. I don't even know if
Yeah,
I know how anymore.
Sometimes I feel like that Pusha T song on that one album where he's like, I'm be numb to shit. I think after like there was a year where my grandpa passed away, my great grandma, and my great auntie had moved in with me and my grandma, and she passed away. And I, nothing could fucking, I think until I had my daughter, I didn't feel shit until then. Like she was born that summer, and that was the first time I think I felt something in a long time.
Do y'all ever take like time out of your time to actually feel it? Because I know like we all got real lives, and then on top of it, like unfortunately, it is a plight of a black person, let alone a black man, to have to be able to suppress some shit and keep moving, keep doing what you need to do. But like, have you ever taken the time out to just really sit with it, allow yourself to feel, and then maybe you do cry, maybe you don't, but just allowing yourself that space to really deep process what's going on?
I'll say this: when that all happened, and then my daughter was born, and then I went through like a battle to see my daughter and things. I got with this girl, and I feel like I get with girls to teach me something sometimes. Like, it's not to be with them forever. Like, sometimes their purpose in my life is never to be with them forever. Sometimes they just teach me one thing that just helps me out throughout my life. And I'd be like, damn. When I really look back, I'm like, damn. So this girl, she was like, I wake up, I used to think she was crazy. Sometimes I wake up in the morning, she would just be looking me in my eye and be like, you're a king, you're this, you're that, like just motivating me. And I used to be like, damn, like, why are you doing this? Like, I'm just going to work. I'm just being normal. But she kind of taught me to meditate and like think about things and like give myself those pushes. Like, so I appreciate it. I even text her probably last year, and I was like, you know what? You taught me this, and I appreciate that shit. So, like, yeah, now I do. But for a long time before I was like 25, fuck no. I didn't. I was just like, oh, this hit me. I'm good. I just kept it rolling, kept it moving.
I think I try to. Sometimes I fall into drinking it away, and that don't really help. But I think for the most part, I try to process shit. But honestly, the way I process it is almost just like sitting in the house by myself for a minute. And like sometimes, like even back to the music shit, sometimes I will just make like 5 songs about whatever I'm going through, and then like just kind of just maybe even delete them because I'm just like, yeah, I know that was some bullshit. Whatever, delete it. But yeah, but like I feel like I'd be trying to take time to process it. But honestly, I don't think this year I processed a goddamn thing. I don't think I processed shit. I don't think I have.
Yeah, lately, ever since I turned the 3-0, I've been like focused on just other shit besides like myself. I've been like, what am I, when it's all said and done, what am I leaving? That's like my whole focus right now is like, what am I leaving? Like, what is my kids gonna have? What is this gonna be? Like, I'm less focused on trying to find a perfect person because, I said, you say hopeless romantic, I say optimistic. Like, I was always optimistic, like, oh, I'm going to get married, I'm going to have this shit. But now I'm less focused on that, and I'm just more focused on more business type shit.
We can get off it, but yeah, I feel that. I feel like that's like an innate thing, just because like for so long, like right now hitting 30 was like the half-life of people born before like before modern medicine, honestly. So now that like we have modern medicine, we're living longer. We think we still on that same timetable. So now you feel like the pressure is really on, but like nigga, we really just barely scratched the surface of what's yet to come. So
It's a topic on here where you said your all-time favorite rapper and songs or artists you shouldn't play in the car with your homies.
My all-time favorite rapper?
Yeah.
Ice Spice got to be up there for real.
Ice Spice is your all-time favorite?
She's not yours?
No.
She just Pop Smoke with a curly wig.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh, that's crazy. Pop Smoke is crazy.
What? Hey, nigga, so what? You not going to listen to it? If you take an Ice Spice song and put Pop Smoke on it.
So she's shaking us in the
deli.
No, but
you thought I was feeling you?
Nah. We ain't doing that to Pop
That's
Smoke.
crazy. That means she bit his style. That's what that
She a
means.
baddie. She showing no panties.
She ain't never made no mood
That's
swing.
funny as fuck, though. I can't even lie. That's so crazy, man. That's crazy, dog.
She ain't
That's
never
funny
made
as
no
fuck.
mood swing. She ain't never made no gangster.
She just bit his style. That's what it is.
Yeah, she just bit
She bit his style. That's all it really is.
Yeah.
Oh,
She
shit.
thought that New York drill shit just like him.
But
Oh, that's funny as fuck.
my just rap. If we just see, I put like rap in different pieces because to put Currency and Drake in the same shit as rap is crazy to me.
How?
Like because one person, like it's just different styles. I feel like you know how they have like rock and they have punk rock, this rock, alternative rock.
Rap is the
But
only
rap
genre
is
without
the only one
subgenres.
that
That's
just
true.
is just like, oh, it's just rap.
Yeah, rap is the only genre without subgenres.
So I feel like there's subgenres in rap. We just don't talk about it.
So what would the? So so you're saying like if we have subgenres like we can't name them for real. It would just have to be like
Like you
type
would have
artist.
to be it would have to be a question like, who's your favorite rapper in this genre of rap?
But if you ask any other rapper though, they're the best rapper in the world.
They
So
might
then
be
there
in
is
their
then there-
subgenre because I feel like if
But
we're
they're
talking
not
about
saying. But they're not saying in the
the
subgenre.
only because even when you say a subgenre like trap rap, they still put them with rappers that's like common, and it's like those are two different like art forms in my head.
Yeah, but I almost think you're arguing something else because it shouldn't be that hard if you're aware of that, like all the subgenres and stuff like that. It shouldn't be that hard to pinpoint who your favorite artist is. Like it's your personal favorite. It's not like
But I
You
have
know.
I have favorites in different
okay.
categories.
So who's got the most plays in your Apple Music?
On my Apple Music, probably Larry June. If we,
So we could be safe to say Larry June is probably your favorite rapper.
I wouldn't say he was my favorite artist because I don't know. I fuck with Larry. I fuck with Drake. I would probably say Kanye is my favorite artist if we're being completely like just anything like if I had to listen to one person on an island for the rest of my life, Kanye.
Currency's my number one GOAT. And I don't think it's nothing that anybody can ever do to change that.
Ever.
Ever. Since the day I seen that man standing in front of that green, I think it might have been an 85 Monte Carlo. Shit, that's been my favorite rapper ever since.
Yeah. You definitely put me on the Currency for sure.
Yeah, like that, like he's like for real, like my number one. Like that's the only dude I ever like be fangirling over. I push niggas out the way to go get my photo with Currency. I ain't gonna cap.
Currency is that nigga. I've been looking for a song that I used to listen to in high school, and he said a line where he was like, "I'm built for the bread. I'm a toaster," and I was like, that was a hard ass line, and I could never find that song. And it had like a picture of him and Dame Dash and shit, and I think Jay Electronica, like in black and white, but it was just on YouTube, and it was like a freestyle. I still can't find it. I've been looking for it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what song that is. Yeah, but he my number one, man. Even everything that nigga puts out, like, it's just fire to me. I mean, I guess this year has been like the first year where I haven't fucked with none of his albums. Like, it's extremely tough as the other years previously. But like, I still fuck with a nigga tough.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I was listening to the other day to go to that was Fat Raps.
Yeah.
Fat Raps with him. What was Chip the Ripper?
Big Sean,
Sean.
Asherah.
That was on the remix when
That's
they
the
all got
remix.
on there.
Oh, that was the remix when they got on it?
Yeah, the first original was just Currency, Big Sean, and
Chip the Ripper.
yeah.
It was on the Chip the Ripper Cleveland show.
Yeah. I think it's corny and cliche, but realistically, if I got to pick one, it's going to be Drake. It's going to be Drake.
It's gonna be Drake.
Dog, I literally grew up to this man. Before really he came out, cause I guess he came out before Tyga, but Cam, no, my music taste was trash as a child.
Yeah, you used to be listening to some weird shit. You used to love Tyga. I hate Tyga, man.
No, Tyga had some shit.
Tyga's ass.
I always tell him this, the black, the Black Thought mixtapes and shit.
That was fire.
He had fire music.
That's disrespectful to Black Thought to name a tape Black Thought with you rapping lines like stripes like Tyga, bitches.
But you niggas was listening to Lil Wayne doing the same thing.
Because Tyga is just
Talking about where the mustard, nigga.
Nah, but Lil Wayne is hard. Like for every
Wait a minute. All this shit you talk on Lil Wayne, you gon'
he was never the best rapper alive, but for every bad Lil Wayne line, I can name a good one. But that's my argument that why he was never the best rapper alive. Because every great thing that we can name Lil Wayne did is some bullshit right under it. That's some bullshit.
Yeah.
That's what the point I was trying to make with Wayne, that he was never the best rapper alive, whether it becomes lyrically, whether it comes to musically, however we want to slice it, he was not number one at any point.
So the feature run didn't do much for you. When he was running everything. He had his projects, and then
he
went
run
and touched
everything, but if everything isn't just great, what is it?
in that run it was though.
But this is my other thing about that too. I think people don't ever be honest about Lil Wayne's actual discography, right?
That's
His album discography, if we want to keep it 100, is mid, dog.
yeah.
But his mixtape discography is excellent. But if I want to use that same argument for Fabulous, nobody's going to hear me, bro. Fabulous has no classic albums, but about 4 classic mixtapes if you ask me. And nobody's going to hear that argument. I'm going to clip this up and get dragged.
You could say the same thing about Joe Budden.
I've been saying the same thing about Joe Budden. Nigga got no hot albums. But his mixtape run was crazy. The new music was crazy. And I got dragged my whole life for listening to Joe Budden. And that's my issue with Wayne, is that he's not held to the same standard as these other niggas. Because I almost feel like him and Fab are neck and neck in my mind. But I hold Fab in hella high regard. And I hold Wayne in hella high regard. He just wasn't the best rapper alive.
Would you ever do a Fab and a Wayne versus?
Yeah, I think Wayne will win.
Wayne just has more. He just has more.
He just has more.
I think it's only probably maybe 5 to 10 artists that could beat Lil Wayne in the verses.
Drake, Jay.
Speaking of verses, they was talking about this on Joe Budden. Fucking with motherfuckers just don't. Just because a nigga has his cases, they don't want to give him his shit musically, and the nigga's a genius. R. Kelly is washing Michael Jackson in the verses. He just has too much.
I think R. Kelly is washing anybody in the verses, ever. But I don't like how y'all be trying to preface it with that. Just because the nigga was fucking with little girls, we can't give him his flowers. Because he was making music about it. That's the issue.
Yeah.
That's what the problem is. How come nobody ever want to say that? The problem was not because there's a lot of sick motherfuckers.
We gotta keep it clear across the board.
That's what I'm about to say. It's a lot of sick motherfuckers that was doing sick shit, but a lot of them didn't make music about the sick shit that they was doing.
Yes.
They got the motherfucker Harvey Weinstein. This nigga still can make movies, still pay for niggas' movies.
I don't agree with that either.
So you saying you didn't buy OJ's book?
No, I don't fuck with OJ.
Oh damn.
I don't fuck with OJ,
I don't
dog.
fuck with OJ. He want to be black when he want to be black.
Right.
But he said if I had done it though.
I don't fuck
Same
with
premise
OJ.
of the argument.
And to be honest, no, I ain't gonna say that because we gonna get so much flack.
I'm gonna go and say it. The only reason that nigga got off was because of the Rodney King situation too.
No, I was about to talk about a media person that made the shit on Michael Jackson, trying to.
Oh, the kid shit.
Yeah. Cause I don't fuck with Oprah. I'm gonna just say it. I don't fuck with Oprah.
Oh, yeah. Not a lot of.
I don't fuck with Oprah.
Real niggas don't fuck with Oprah, man.
You gonna still you still gonna fuck with Harvey Weinstein and shit, but a dead man, you gonna try to make a thing so he can't even speak about it? That's crazy in my head.
Yeah, that's fair.
And yeah, real niggas just don't fuck with Oprah. She always was on that bullshit. and the way she used to talk about hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like she just always was on some bullshit.
Yeah.
Oprah be cooning, man, straight up.
Yeah.
That's what Oprah be doing.
You saying she was jealous? She was jealous of Mike. That's what she was. Mike did a whole transformation. Oprah couldn't do it. She over there hating.
She would
Fuck you, Stedman. I'm mad.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Yeah, she probably was mad at that.
But she a G though. She kept her marriage and got a side bitch. That's crazy.
Man. But songs and artists you shouldn't play with your homies in the car. I don't want none of my homies playing nothing about talking about I'm FREE, fuck nigga free. I don't want none of my homies playing my coochie pink, my booty hole brown. Like all them mad sexual female songs that we hear in the club around women.
You probably play WAP in the car, right, with your niggas?
Nah, I wouldn't play. I wouldn't play WAP in the car with y'all. I don't want to hear like if it's just us three riding in the car. I'm not putting on WAP. But like, let's say if we got in the car, right, and you know, like before the Bluetooth connect, the radio start playing. If WAP just happened to be on the radio, I'm gonna let it play, but I'm not gonna select it.
Okay. But
He said, "I'm gonna throw on a Spotify radio
I'm gonna
station."
also say this: it depends on where we going because we know. I was hot one day. We was in the car. We about to go to the club. That Drake album, Certified Lover Boy, had came out, and we on our way to the club. Meanwhile, my nigga just played fucking Fans.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm just working on me. I said, nigga, if you don't turn this shit off and turn on some Playboy Cardi or something, because I'm not trying to go into the club and cry.
That's when we knew the nigga was about to check out the game.
Yeah.
So we was on our way to the club. And it was, I'm just out here working on me. We was like, nigga, where's TSU? At least, like, play some Beano, some Playboy Cardi, Future, anything. Like, what is this?
That's crazy.
That shit was wild, bro. And it was like mad dark, mad cold.
It was cold.
and y'all gotta drop. It gotta push too. So
Right.
like, that song playing, and you still gotta recover like
Meanwhile,
3 songs later.
This is like, me and him is legendary 2 men. So I know this nigga. Like, as soon as we hit this spot, this when I looked at him like this, because we hit the spot, and every time I swear something plays that's like going crazy, and it just get me in the mood. But this time it hit, and I just hear, I'm just working on me, and I'm looking around me like, are we really at the spot where I always like, because I pay attention to everything around me, I just don't pay attention to myself. So I look, and I'm like, nigga, if you don't turn this shit off, and I just see Cameron's head pop out the side like, yeah, nigga, can you at least play da-da-da? And he feeling attacked like, this song hard. I'm like, oh, this nigga checking out. He out the game.
That's crazy.
And I just remember that part too when you start looking around because he kind of looked right at me like because I was in the back seat. He turned his head, looked right at me, and was like, "Nigga, change the song." And I was like, "Yeah, man, yeah. So you gotta play something still active." Woke up to niggas talking like me, something.
Damn. So y'all gonna be tight if I put on Burn? We on the way to the club.
If you put on what
Burn.
by Usher,
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna be you got it.
No, I'm not talking about the Meek Mill song.
but yeah, that's why I had to clarify. That's why I had to clarify. I was like, I know you ain't talking about
pop a
Usher.
bottle of champagne in that motherfucker. Then he said, "Bird."
Nah, man, I'll be hot as hell. I'll be
17
like,
days,
man,
11 hours.
nah, man.
There's only a few R&B songs you could play when you go into the club. You could play
There's probably a few R&B artists, not even just songs.
like, you could play the Montel Jordan. This is how we do it. If you was in that bag, you could play the Too Close by Next. Even though this nigga says
Sexual assault anthem.
that is a sexual assault.
It is. It is. She said, "Step back. You're dancing kind of close. I feel a little poke coming through on you." And his response was, "Girl, I know you felt it, but ooh, you know I can't help it. You know what I want to do." Yo, that's sexual assault. Lock them niggas up, man. I'm calling the police on Next.
He tried to get Teddy Riley. He tried to get Teddy Riley in maximum security prison.
Yo, that just reminded me. I seen something the other day. I'm gonna try to find it real quick. This shit was comedy, bro.
But
God.
there's another one. There's the Miguel shit where it's like, how many drinks would it take you to come on with me? I think it's about 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
And motherfuckers was mad at that song about that. I'm like, niggas is too sensitive nowadays. And then they said, blame it on the alcohol by
Listen-
Jamie Foxx.
Listen to this. So one of the niggas from Jagged Edge, I don't know which one this is,
Yeah.
but the caption says, this nigga took Let's Get Married too far. It says, Jagged Edge singer arrested for allegedly shoving an engagement ring down his fiance's throat. They said he took Let's Get Married too far.
He's like, you don't want to marry me?
Oh, you ain't
gonna
coming to
eat
the-
this motherfucker. Open your mouth.
And then I started thinking to myself, damn.
He was on that
That's
that
comedy,
shit
nigga.
on Get Rich or Die Trying. We gonna get that shit in diamonds and gold.
That's crazy.
Bro, I seen that shit. I was crying. They said he took Let's Get Married too far.
He said, eat these carrots, shorty.
Hell yeah.
That shit funny as fuck, dog.
Oh shit.
So I can't play Like You in the car?
Look,
I ain't never.
look, if we gonna play R&B on the way to the club, for one, it better be females in the car, and for two, just don't do it. But after the club, like, 'cause, you know, sometimes niggas go to the club because they done went through some shit with their own piece.
Yeah.
So when you leave the club with no new pieces, if you want to get in the car and be in your feelings on the way home, that's fine.
Yeah. And don't do it because you got in club love. Do not get in. Let me do a PSA. Do not get in club love. The
What is
bitch was
club love? What is club love?
club love is where you then planned your whole life out with shorty because she then twerked on you and you made out with her and y'all had a couple drinks, man.
That's how you get on a nigga's phone. That's how you get on a nigga's phone while you on Bluetooth in the car talking about, I don't want to live no more.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna kill myself, dog. That's my bitch.
If we gonna be honest, who met at the club and got married and had a successful marriage that you know?
Bars.
You know what I'm saying? So
I guess
when
that's
you
bars.
in the club, it's about nothing but fucking. And it's about nothing but fucking. If I'm being honest.
Hey, nah, but wait. There was one. I don't know if they still together though. You was talking to him the other night. I don't know the nigga name, to be honest, so it's probably a dead story. But he had braids, but he had a black hat on and a black t-shirt.
I was talking to him last night when we was out.
Mm-hmm. He had a shorty that was a bad one. She
Oh,
wasn't quite light
The
skinned.
rapper nigga, I know who you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know who his piece was though. I don't know them niggas like that. They just cool with some people I know.
Yeah. But I don't think it might be few. I ain't gonna say it ain't never happened, but I'm just saying like a lot of girls come to the club because the same reason niggas come to the club. Like, but we just dehumanize. We just like try to separate women and men. Like, we all human. We all have like desires and feelings and shit, and we all go through breakups. We all had a friend that's like, nigga, get your shirt on, let's go. So some girls, they get drunk as fuck. You dancing on her, they make out. And as soon as she get in the car, she like, oh, I miss him, and text that nigga, and she back with that nigga. And now you crying over the bitch because you like, damn, why happened like this? Because you fell into club love. If something transpires outside of the club, like y'all go to eat, and then something like that, then it's a little different.
That's why low key, like, if we could go back, I ain't gonna cap. I probably would have started bringing sand to the beach more than I ever really did.
No, I hate that because you need to go to the movies or do something else.
No, but this is why though, like, cause like if I met her in a club already, in my head, I might as well bring her back to the club.
What?
I might as well just bring her back to the club
You-
because at least I know I'm leaving with something.
You might not be leaving with something.
Well, I mean, and then if another nigga snatched, then like I gotta go
You
find
just
something.
basically caught and released. You just fish for sport.
Yeah, and that's
why
cool. But that's cool
why
though.
That's why he's saying he bringing sand to the beach. Because if I find a shorty just out here, yeah, I'm gonna take it to the club. But I'm not gonna meet her at the club, take her to hang out, and then take her back to the club. No, you can't do that.
Man, I'm just saying, if I met her at the club and I got the number and we was just hanging out, and like you said, if it's nothing but fucking, I'll just bring her back to the club. No, let's just go to the spot we met at. Like, I'm not about to, well, I'm not saying I'm not about to, but I'm just saying, in my head, I should have probably played it different.
No, I don't think that. I'm not going with that one because I didn't brought girls to the club like I was dating, and then girls know me from being outside. So another girl might come over. Oh, I love this, and her friends over there looking like, oh, we about to beat this bitch's ass right now. Like they talking, and I'm just like.
But you're a gentleman. You never let that happen.
Yeah, I'll just be like, oh yeah, that was cool. You gotta cut it off real quick with short talk. See, if you try to long talk. Now, the people over there, her friends over here that can't hear or can't see what's going on, they then came up with a crazy narrative like, oh, yeah, he tried to kiss her in the mouth. Like, so you got to cut it off real quick. You got to know how to do it. You got to cut it off real quick. Like, oh, I like your hat. Thank you. Oh, boom. Quick corner route. Take the corner route. You got to know to draw you up a play on. You got to draw up the play. So... yeah, but bringing the girl back to the club is crazy in my head.
If she gets snatched, she gets snatched. Then I'm back to square one.
But that's a good play, though, because now you can also see who she know and who she don't know, too.
Well, I don't care about that. Like, nah, I don't want to know who she was. You want to know who your girl was fucking with? You want to know who your girl was fucking with?
My girl? Oh, yeah.
Like if you brought a girl up,
cause she's not my girl yet. If I'm taking her to the club, like if I'm taking her to the club before I'm taking her like on an actual
so you automatically
date,
just trying to find that issue with the bitch. Like, oh
no,
yeah,
it's not.
She was talking to that nigga over there. He ain't got no teeth in his mouth.
But say I meet a shorty and I know who Cam is, but he's not my like people or nothing like that. But if I go to the club and me and him got like a small tiff. And I see her like touch up on this nigga, I'm like, oh, okay. Now I know what the priors is, so I'm not even gonna.
Most of the time, you'll know, or the bitch will bring it up. Honestly,
yeah.
Like
one thing Big gonna do is tell on herself.
She gonna tell on herself.
One
and
way
if she did it, then you.
But that's what I'm saying is why I'm bringing her to the club, cause she gonna fuck up. She gonna fuck up and tell me something, or she just gonna like her action is gonna tell me something. I'm like, oh,
is this
okay.
after you didn't hit the box?
No. Wait.
Wait a minute. In my scenario, I'm saying, yeah, if I had already hit and I'm trying to smash again, we might as well just go back to the club.
Yeah.
And then if
because I'll
she see something else she like, that's cool. Like I'm not saying like I'm trying to smash and I'm gonna take her back because of like. If I ain't get the cheeks and then she chews up on my man, then I'm gonna be like, man, damn, I fucked up. Like that's whack.
Now you outside the door like the weekend in that one show when she went back with her ex, she getting smacked and he crying outside the door.
Right. So like I'm saying like after I had already cracked, that's when I'll bring her back to the club. Like not like, hey, like let's go to the club before I got something so she can choose up on my homeboy. Nah, I'm good. But after I crack, if she want to choose up on the homeboy, that's cool, man.
Speaking of this,
clearly,
I'm about to switch it up. So, you told me just to bring it up that you wasn't gonna put it down. What you think about Kanye cheeks out getting sucked up in Italy on the boat? I think that's player to me. That's player to me.
That is low key.
Yeah.
Like if I can get it anywhere, I'm always gonna be down. That's always gonna be
my
some
first
pleasure.
time.
And if
Nigga cheeks was out in the open.
But he probably had some weird ass pants on. Like that's why his cheeks.
He had
was out.
leggings. This nigga,
Yeah,
you know, he been wearing
did.
the leggings with the sock shoes.
Right.
So this nigga pulled the leggings, the superhero leggings down right quick.
Yeah, he probably had some weird ass pants on. That's why his ass was out.
This is a 40-year-old man. He don't care though. Like at 40 years old, he don't care. He like, nigga, I'm about to get this sloppy toppy right quick.
So what? You going through the zipper?
That's a crazy narrative.
That's a question.
That's a crazy.
That's a question.
No, I mean, in different settings, I done different shit, but I ain't never pulled just through the zipper. I didn't unbutton the pants, zipped it down, and pulled my joint like that in the car or something.
Yeah, because if you had on regular jeans, you can have your whole meat out, pause, but your ass still be in the pants.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying I know he had on some weird ass pants because the nigga's ass was out.
Yeah.
I'd be living in fear now. Cause listen, you got Sprite on your jeans. I won't spit on my jeans. I don't want none of that smoke. I'll go ahead and be ass out.
Man.
I'll be running away as I'm pulling them up.
I didn't did ass out. My first time ever hitting was in a car, and I was trying to do it up. You know, it's my first time, so I'm trying to show out because you really don't know.
What kind of car was it?
I had a Zuzu Rodeo. A Zuzu Rodeo.
Hell yeah, he said I got
I'm at the
wheel.
park. I'm at the park, right? I'm special needs right now. I got the pants down to the ankles hitting it, and my booty outside the car. Like I'm just hitting it, ankles out, ankles covered up in jean and shit, man. I'm talking about I'm hitting like that. Then I stand up out the car, ass still out, not giving a fuck. like I'm in Jamaica or something. You know what I mean?
He said it was so good I was lost.
The stories this nigga be telling on this, the stories this nigga be telling on this pod lately is crazy.
Get them engagements.
What kind of parking lot was you in? You said the park?
I was at the park, man.
Local?
Before school. This before school.
Niggas
Nigga,
got
you
5
did
in
it
the morning.
In the morning.
That's crazy.
Like I'm finna
Niggas
hit
woke
this.
up fiending.
That's wild, bro.
And I
You
have
did it on a school park?
I'm at. Let me tell you, I don't even got my real license yet. I got my permit, so I'm like,
Oh, hell.
yeah, I have my permit. Pick shorty up. I'm acting cool, like we finna go to school. She's like, well, let me get a drink first. So she went, got a drink at the little gas station over right after you hit the hill by the school, and then I just went the sideway to the park. The park is not connected to the school. It's not no school. It's just a park. So I'm like, ain't nobody gonna be here. But low key, I was hitting. I ain't even gonna lie, I was hitting this shit. I pull my shit up. Whoop. I look over, niggas is doing construction over there.
They said we ain't the only niggas here drilling shit, huh?
Niggas was doing construction over there.
They put cones around your car, like talking about caution.
Well, I'm busting it down.
Bro, that's crazy, bro.
What they do when you got out?
Come to find out. Niggas was you always gotta come to find out.
Come to find out.
In all your
Niggas
stories.
is doing construction over there. I was so hit. You know what I'm saying? Your first time, you be like, oh, I'm about to get some. You know what I mean? You be so hyped. That's one time I didn't pay attention to what was around me. I'm just like, hey, cheeks out. Wop, wop.
You say he didn't hesitate.
Yo, that's crazy.
And I just drove off like it was normal. Pulled up this is Wiz Khalifa Taylor Gang era, so I had the camo joints with the Chuck Taylors on. I was in it real G style.
Man,
Pulled that shit up, hopped in the driver's seat, and we drove to school.
you probably a story in them niggas' lives right now. Like they probably be like, yo, remember that one time at work? We seen them niggas.
Black motherfucker was fucking. Motherfucker was happy, nigga.
Yo, you a story in their life right now. That shit, when you was just talking about when you take her back to the club and you see who she know or whatever, you put on here, how big of a role does priors play in dating?
It depends.
It's important to me. I ain't gonna lie. Like not to like a detriment, but in some way, shape, or form, I would rather know if you fuck with somebody that I don't fuck with versus me finding out on my own.
No, if she fuck with someone I don't fuck with, like a nigga that's like an enemigo almost, like I'm gonna just extra show out.
Right. That's what I was about to say.
But that's
I'm
why
like,
that's why it's important though.
no, but this my whole thing about that. I don't think I need to know priors. I ain't gonna lie, unless it was like my homie.
Yeah.
So I know like how to navigate the situation. Like if one of my dogs was like hidden, then I feel like I'll probably be like if y'all really fucked with her, like I'm not gonna hit, because I think that's foul. There's too many bitches out here to keep be hitting girls that like your homie has some feelings for. Yeah. So like I think if it's a situation like that, I'm not hitting. But if like, man, I wish one of these niggas that I don't like girl would come up to me.
Oh yeah, I might video it out.
I might nut in her. I might get her pregnant and make him take care of my baby, nigga. What's happening?
I'll tell another story, man. Let me get into another crazy wavy story. So me and the nigga, we enemies, right? His girl end up being at a club. She don't know that we enemies, but I know. Mm-hmm. So I go out of my way to take this girl to the crib. So I successful. Boom, boom, boom. At the time, I think I had like an iPhone 4. I'm shooting a video a bit, woo, 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 woo. And then I send the video to the nigga like, yeah, she out. Like, I was a ruthless nigga at that time in my life. Like, I sent the video to the nigga, me smashing his girl. She probably got beat up when she got home.
Man, you wild for that. I was just even like I was just telling somebody last night, matter of fact, where it was this one piece I used to mess with where he for some reason he always be telling me like mad gossip about her, like I even give a shit anymore. So he was like, man, I thought one time she was trying to f with me. I was like, bro, you should have. He was like, no, I can't do that because the homie already smashed. I was like, but it ain't like I have feelings for this girl like that. Like, if it wasn't like that and you want to go hit, that's fine.
Yeah.
But like you hitting somebody's piece that like they was kicking it with like that, like obviously that's wrong. But I'm just like, nigga, free game is free game if it was never nothing.
Yeah, if it ain't like a nigga baby mama or fucking like they piece of 9 years or they lived together. It was like some real serious shit. Like, unless they say, no, don't fuck with this one. Like, nigga, go.
That's respect. I can get down with that.
So what do you mean like what part of prior is like matter to you? Like, is it just anybody? Like, you want to know her whole list?
I don't want to know her whole list, but like, if it's someone that's like in my immediate circle, like a homie for sure. But like, even if it's like a mutual homie, like if we go out and you see me dap up a nigga that's not in my circle, but like you had something, I wouldn't go quite as like say like a substantial relationship, but y'all like fucked with each other for a little bit. Like I would want to know.
Yeah.
Just because, like, I don't want to be looking crazy. Not like you can't trust her to have you not looking crazy, but I don't want to be here swooning over something and realistically this nigga over here has you all types of different ways.
Yeah.
Right.
Like that type of stuff, I don't want to be looked like a fool in that situation.
Yeah, but some girls don't tell you they don't tell you their true feelings. It's like, we've been at one of his birthdays, like, there was a situation where a homie used to fuck with this girl that a different homie was fucking with, and nigga just said hi, and it was a whole problem. He said hi to the dude and the girl, and it was an issue because he said hi to the girl. But going into it, you knew that he had fucked with this girl prior. So why is it an issue?
Yeah. It shouldn't be an issue. That's why, like, I would want to know.
I don't even know who you're talking about. Tell me off camera.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, tell me off camera. I was like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
But that's why I would want to know. So like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a petty nigga, but like if I know, like, oh yeah, she put me on game to that nigga over there. That was her ex, or we went on this such and such date.
A lot of girls,
I'm gonna be petty and go talk to
introduce
him
as a friend. Like, oh, this is my friend. Da, 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 da. Come to find out that was her ex of 3 years, nigga.
Nah, when she introduced homie as a friend, that's a red flag automatically.
It almost depends on like how I felt about the girl. Like if I really liked her, then I guess I could feel you where I'll probably like look at it sideways like, yeah, all right. But like I'm saying, like how when he said you go to the club, it was nothing but fucking. If it's just one of them situations, then I'm gonna just be like, shit, at least you got her. Yeah, man. But yeah, I be trying like I don't even like. That's why even like now that you be on social media and shit, where people be like asking females, oh, what's your body count? What's your body count? I don't even be asking nothing like that either.
Oh, body count shit don't matter.
Yeah, I don't ask nothing like that. Like,
cause you any number over a certain number, you gonna get hot.
any number over one, nigga, I'm pissed.
You mean
Like this ain't mine.
You're right. I better be the only nigga there.
That's crazy. You gonna take.
I'm playing.
You said any number over one. I'm not even taking the one. Nigga.
He said you better be a virgin.
Your man better be Mary.
Yeah, you better come to me pure blood, pure blooded.
He said,
I should be able to sacrifice you.
Cam one of them niggas to say, whose is this?
Yeah, 100%.
Whose is this?
Was it who sung that song back in the day? It was like, who booty is it? Who booty is it? You remember that shit?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'll be on that.
I be like,
You said monogamy or polygamy? Or polyamory, my bad.
Yeah.
Polyamory.
Would y'all do polyamory?
Nah.
I couldn't do. So polygamy is like, it's like an open relationship or what?
Yeah, polyamory is like where you both can have other partners.
Fuck no. Fuck no.
You asked me a question the other day where you was like, would you be a girl's second husband? And I said no. Was it for $1 million?
Yeah, for $1 million, would you be a girl's second husband?
You said no?
I said no. Because I was like, so like, I'm supposed to just be listening to them fucking and be cool with that? Nah, nigga, I'm good.
She just gave
It's
a
not
nigga the gawk, and now you got to kiss her in the mouth.
Right. It's not my turn, and I was supposed to hear them going to Pound Town. Like, I'm not doing that.
They're in the other section of the house.
Man, fuck that.
We getting a meal for it, so I'm gonna be put
know
up
what's
somewhere.
going on. He eating that goes hot as fuck for breakfast.
Nigga, I'm gonna have the
Man,
beats
you in
head.
there getting my. You already said one.
Nah, I'm good, bro. I don't need money that bad. I'd rather be broke.
What about you? $1 million.
Do I get it up front, or I got to get it on the back end?
You get it. You get it quarterly.
I get it quarterly.
Yeah.
So for 12 months,
It's my million, so yeah, I probably would. I ain't sharing my million with them niggas.
man.
But you sharing your box.
Right. That's what I'm getting at. I'm like, nah.
What happened if you knew the nigga?
Hell no.
What happened if it's just like Cam has to be the second husband?
Fuck no.
That's
Nah.
crazy, Cam. I think I would be a great second husband candidate, bro.
Man, I'm not doing it, man. If that was my homie, I'm really not doing it. Like, hell no.
Cam scooting through the house like, man, I killed it, man. You know what I mean? Really put it down there.
Just imagine, like,
You get Tuesday, Thursdays.
bro, I'm just saying, just imagine, like, she fucking one nigga at like 11 p.m. You go to bed or whatever, and she up in your room at 3 a.m. trying to fuck you. I'm not doing that.
There's girls that's done it, and
Oh,
they
I
probably
got
didn't came to your house.
That's cool, man, but like, I didn't know about it.
I'm gonna have a tight schedule.
At least you got $1 million for it. You know what I mean?
Nah, man, I don't
Nah,
need.
but I
I
couldn't
don't need
do
the
it.
money that bad. I need the peace.
I tell everybody I need my shit solidified, stamped. Like that shit mine.
Yeah, I don't need the money that bad. Not at all.
Yeah.
I ain't doing it.
Would it change if you had to be the second husband? If you're not sharing your wife, you just coming into another nigga relationship.
No, I'm still not doing it.
No? It's not your box, technically.
How isn't it if I'm a husband?
Because you the second one. You came in like,
Nah, if
after.
I'm-
You came in after.
If I'm a husband, you better not be fucking no other nigga.
What
Straight
about
up.
boyfriend number 2?
I'm not being boyfriend. I'm not being number 2 to anything. If
He said,
if
"I'm
it's
not
me and
pleasure
you,
P."
you better not be fucking nobody else. Straight up.
Nigga said,
Okay.
I don't
Yeah.
wanna know.
If you playing me,
Yep.
just don't tell Kel.
Nah, tell me so I can leave. That's some hoe shit. That nigga soft. A lot of these R&B niggas was soft for real. I don't want to know if you playing me. Keep it on the low. No, nigga, tell me so I can dip.
So wait, you ain't never had no your means good enough that you want to know? Just do your thing. Just keep going home.
Wait, so you saying has a
You
chick
ain't
ever
never kept a blind eye to it because the box was fire?
Nah, man. Nope. That's what I'm saying. If I really was fucking with you like that, nah. But like, if I knew you had a man and you was throwing it to me, then yeah, I probably kept it around. Because I knew it was nothing to it. If I know it's nothing to it, I can navigate that way. But like, if you're trying to be something and you're doing that, man, I ain't with
But
that.
what it always ends up that though. She be like, I'm gonna leave my nigga for you. I know you. If you've done that, you've had that conversation to where the girl's like, I'd rather have you than the other nigga.
Just stay with your main nigga. Don't come to me.
Yeah, facts.
Keep him around.
Cause I done that shit, and in the back of my head, I'm like, you doing this to him? Fuck, I'm chopped liver, bitch. Like, you out. You either keep the situation you got, or you single.
No, I'm good with not being a star player. You mean to tell me I can still get up my 12, 13 shots a game, but not get the responsibility of the max player? All right.
Shit.
Keep that man over there.
Yep. And because then like he's saying, if she was like, oh, I'll leave my nigga for you, cool. So then if you allow that, then she gonna leave you for the next nigga that make her feel that when it feel like something new.
Yeah.
Because they always start how they end. What was that bar I said? Relationships fall from everything you fall for.
Yeah.
So hey, however you got her is however it's gonna get out. How you got her is how you lose her.
You know what I'm saying? I said I never. in one of my bars, I said I never like races because you end where you start. So.
Yep.
Damn. So y'all ain't got no capes?
No.
No, I ain't never.
Nah, man.
No cape.
Damn.
I think my cape left when I was like 20.
My cape left early.
21, I think. Yeah, I think 21 my cape left. Because you can't save it. You really can't save a woman, to be honest with you. Because, like, you can't... Forget the woman thing, man. I ain't even trying to make it a man-woman thing because the comments going to drag me.
Yeah.
You can't save people in general.
Yeah.
Because people are more loyal to their comfort than they are loyal to
Anything
the
else.
unknown.
Yeah.
So, like, if you've been used to this for 30 years and I gave you a new feeling, you're just going to sabotage the situation because this is a good feeling, but you're not used to it. So then the situation gets sabotaged and then you back to square one and then you be like, oh, damn, I fucked up.
Yeah. And
So you can't really save them because, like
I was watching a TikTok, and it was like a lot of girls, they'll fuck over a good man, and they're in search for the same man that they fucked over. And it's like, no, you fucked that up. Now you got to choose what you got to choose.
I actually text Josh that one time. I told him we was talking about like one of my old pieces from like a couple years ago, and I was just like, yeah, man. I was like, I feel like it's a couple girls in my life that's gonna be just like searching for another me, and they're never gonna find it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really 100% believe that. So I'll just be like, hey, man, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And then that's why you do polyamory, because when they all just come back to you, now you got the excuse to have them all.
Nah, that shit tiring though.
I feel like
I'd rather just have one. Like that shit's tiring. Like if you gotta please multiple women, nigga, like, and it's not even please them sexually. When you gotta please them like emotionally, nigga, that shit's draining, bro.
Yeah,
That shit is draining, bro.
I've
And
lived like 6 different lives in one. So like, when I was really trying to be like a real P, like I realized that shit is hard as fuck. like, it's really hard, like, to deal with different emotions going on. Like, that's why, like, having even multiple kids, like, you dealing with two different personalities, two different emotions. Like, if you a good dad to multiple kids, like, I applaud you because you're dealing with so much, trying to figure it out.
I'm not even gonna lie. I think the statute of limitations is over this, so I feel like I could tell this story. So I remember in 2017, I was rotating like 3 bitches. And at one point, that shit just got tiring. So, like, I had sabotaged the one situation, and then the other situation
That's crazy.
on purpose. I really did, on purpose. On purpose, I sabotaged the one situation. And then the second situation, she was living, I can't remember exactly where she was living, somewhere in Ogden, and ended up moving. So I was like, all right, cool. Like, I'm going to just let that one dwindle off. And then, like, stuck around with the last piece, and then that was the one I just ended up dating.
Damn, that nigga made a pro-con list?
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. I mean, I guess if you want to call it that, but I think it was less of a pro-con list and more of a...
Which is less draining.
Yeah, who's going with the situation the right, who's going with whatever we're doing the right way and who's going through it the wrong way. So when everybody started getting a little overly emotional, I was just like, nigga, I'm about to dip.
So you think nice guys finish last?
No.
Kind of. I don't think so. I think there's a line between being nice, right? Because like women will probably tell you that I'm a nice guy, but I don't take no shit. Like you're not about to walk over me though.
Yeah.
So like I think like if you don't have a way to set a boundary, that's where nice guys finish last. If you don't stand up for yourself, because a woman will just take, and I give you nothing back.
And
so
that's
like
what,
if you don't set a boundary, then you're gonna lose, and that's why they say nice guys finish last.
They was trying to kill us on TikTok when I said they'll go for the juggler. That's what I meant. It's like they'll just keep going. They'll eat you alive if you don't say nothing, just put your foot down. You know what I'm saying?
And I guess maybe it's not. Maybe in my mind, I think when I hear nice guys finish last, like I think of nice dudes that have those boundaries versus those guys that don't have no boundaries. But I guess that's also a difference in being nice and just being a kind person. Yeah. I feel like I'm a kind person. Like I'll be considerate. I'll do the extras to think about you. But like I'm not gonna let you talk to me crazy in this instance if we're fighting about something.
And I'm the same way. Like I'm a spontaneous motherfucker. Like we gonna do it up. But I'm a blunt motherfucker. So like if I feel certain type of way and I just say it off the cuff, like you might feel hurt. You might be like, oh, this nigga's an asshole. Mm-hmm. But really, I just say how I feel. Like, I just speak on it right there. Because I don't like the elephant in the room type shit. Like, I'm the type, like, if Cam has a problem with you, and we all in the room, and we just sitting around, I'm like, well, what about that shit, nigga? Like, let's talk about it. Mm-hmm. Like, let's not be some bitch-ass niggas sitting around here. Like, let's talk about it.
Y'all feel like y'all got people... like the majority of your people that you're around or that's in your circle or that you just fuck with, you can be like bluntly honest with them. And it may not come out right the first time, but they give you that space to like expound and explain.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I almost feel like I talk to everybody different because like, you know, it's just like.
As you should,
I think it was like how one of y'all said it last time about like how even when it comes to like parents, they supposed to talk to their kids a different way. So like sometimes I know like who's gonna receive information in a certain way, but then like when I just feel like you're not receiving that information, then it becomes like extremely blunt to where it could be rude, and then if it's just rude, it's just rude. Because it's just like how many times you gonna take to learn a lesson, especially like if you keep asking for advice about the same shit. Like why do you have to learn a lesson 6 times?
Oh yeah,
like maybe twice. 3 maybe, but like 4, 5, 6, then nigga, you just don't want to do better. Now you're choosing to be a fuck up.
That's true.
so that's when it gets blunt for me, where I'm just like, you keep asking, you're gonna keep asking for advice on the same thing when you already know the necessary steps that you need to take to get better, but like you're just refusing to take them because, like I was saying, people be prisoners to their own comfort. It's comfortable being a bum, so you're gonna be a bum.
Yeah, I feel that. Shoot. Also, let's see. So you said nice guys don't finish last. But do you think women look for nice guys, or what do you think they look for? It just personalize it.
So, so like if you're a nice guy with those boundaries, like Cam said, I don't think you finish last because it's about like what you're pulling from. So I feel because I was the nice guy, I could never date or like really try to date women in my age because they're on something different that like I'm just not necessarily on. It's not like I'm looking for the extreme commitment or nothing like that, but the way that I think about relationships or the way that I would perceive how a relationship going or how I would want to interact with somebody, it was always the older women that like was on that type of time or like understood that little give and take of, yeah, you're nice, but when you stand on your shit, like I know it's from a place of protecting yourself, but also like wanting the relationship to grow instead of like, nah, I just got my feet in the sand. I'm not moving on this, like being stubborn type shit.
I feel that.
So like, I think there is a lane. There's a lane for nice guys, but nice guys also, in your words, are too optimistic. Like you can't be too optimistic to where, yeah, I'm gonna put you on this pedestal, but like I don't see myself up there with you, or like I'm doing the most for you instead of taking the time out for myself.
I think a lot of shit right now, what I see is it's almost easier for me to go to the club and pick something up because I'm older, and I've had time to establish more, right? And girls nowadays they want the look. They want the look of things. And a lot of niggas first starting out, they ain't got, you know what I'm saying? They just making it work.
Mm-hmm.
They got some spam and some eggs. They gonna make spam and eggs. You know what I mean? So like, and then you got this lane of women that's older that then had their families and did this, and then now they going to the younger niggas too because they don't want to go to a nigga they age because they just went through the same thing they just went through. Like, basically, they had the family and all that, and that broke apart. So, like, the dynamic now is just, like, crazy when I see it. It's like the 30, like the 25 to 30, man, you got the world at your feet, honestly.
And that's
with
where
women,
like
with the pick of the litter, because the older women, they want something. They don't want to go with the nigga that just broke up with his wife Becky over here, and he has a family, and he already knows what's going to happen because he just went through that. So she's going to go to the young nigga that she think is dumb, and it's fun to go try to relive these moments. And then the younger one wants a nigga already established, and that's usually in our range or older.
do you think like when it comes to not even just like older women that have families, but just older women in general, like with their maturity in their own mind state, same with men in their mind states when they get older and they mature, they grow through things they've done and had those experiences. Do you think at some point when they go and they look for something different, is it trying to refill a feeling?
Yeah.
Or is it just like,
I think
are
they try to
trying just something
refill
different?
feelings as well. It might be something different because certain women, you got to think, even in the place that we live, people get married at like 19. So they never experienced what the life that a lot of some others experienced. Their
Yeah.
whole life was just this. So they didn't even know. So everything's unknown to them. Mm-hmm. And it's a crazy... I see it a lot. It's crazy. And then you'll see a lot of women, they'll be 40 and they'll be on some hoe shit. They'll be on some, like, I'm just letting it loose.
I think a lot of that The only reason I want to say it's a case-by-case basis because it almost depends on how well they know themselves or not.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you still got situations that you never face, then I think that's when you go start doing some bullshit. And some people, like, just stay in that bullshit cycle their whole life. And I think once you hit about 35, when you look at what people are doing around that age, then you could tell who's really, like, done the work on themselves and who hasn't.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's like looking for the same feeling or even a replacement feeling. Sometimes I feel like they try to look for something new, but like it's almost not. But just because it's unfamiliar, it's not possible to them.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Because, like, I feel like going forward, women, like, not even just the women my age, like, being played out, but they're still, if they don't already have, like, kids and stuff, like, they're still really just enjoying, I don't want to say being a hoe, but, like, they're enjoying the fact that they can have multiple options.
That's
And-
enjoying being a hoe in a just a different way.
Well, I
But
mean, like, it's to a degree of hoe.
because you're not because say you got 4 women you balancing out just casually.
Mm-hmm.
If you tell that woman that you got 3 other women, she gonna be like, "Oh, nigga, you trying to play me? Like you a player."
But see, like,
But if a girl do it, it's a degree of hoe. Like,
Yeah,
But-
big facts.
But, like, I feel like it shouldn't be that way, though. Especially if I'm upfront with her. Because, like, yeah, I could be fucking all of them. I definitely could, but, like, to the degree of how much I value myself. Like, if I, hypothetically, even if I wasn't fucking none of them, but, like, I was just casually dating 4 women, how is that me being a hoe? That's just me being single and
any way
going
you
on
try
dates.
to place it, they gonna place it into, "Oh, you a player."
I think you're right, but like we used to always say, what's in the terms and conditions of the contract though?
Yeah.
Because I feel like I always try to make that clear, and then a couple times I didn't make it clear. Then like shit really just started crashing down and hitting the fan. But I always feel like for the most part I usually make that clear. Like, hey, look, this is exactly what it is, and whatever. Or I even remember one time, it was one piece where like. It was a situation like that where I was like, where she was like, well, what is this, blah, 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 this and that. And I told her straight up, I said, look, I just left a long-term relationship. I ain't really trying to do that, but we can keep kicking it, blah, 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 this and that. Said that clear. Then at one point, we was kicking it, and she was just like, well, I got 4 niggas on the roster anyway, and you're just number 3. I said, all right, cool, I'm cool with that. And then at some point, when she started to like me, and all of a sudden, all that shit went out the window. And I was just like, yo, you told me I'm the 3rd nigga on the roster of 4 niggas. I said, so I think you should choose 1 or 2.
Now listen, ordering your roster
Right,
to
that's-
somebody is nuts.
That's what I wasn't tripping.
That's
I was
nuts.
just like, shit, I'll be option number 3, nigga.
Like,
I
I'm
ain't got
cool.
no problem being Kevin Love.
I could be cool with being on the roster. Don't tell me I'm the 3rd, 4th option, because now I'm gonna really talk my shit when you really trying to be serious with me.
And when I actually thought about it in hindsight, I almost think that was cap, and that's why she was so damn hot. I think she was just almost just saying that to protect herself. But like, I think it was mad cap.
Yeah. Also, like, I think like we say things about these terms and conditions, but with women, as soon as they get a feeling, that shit is out the window.
And I'm cool with it being
Yeah.
out the window, but like, it's never addressed. It's never addressed once it goes out the window.
Yeah. So it's like you're just supposed to understand it. You're just supposed to know.
Right.
That's
then
my pet peeve with women though. Is like certain shit is not expressed. Like you just want me to guess when you're mad, guess when you're sad, guess when you're hungry, guess when this, like, but I gotta say everything that I feel or something.
What's
Like,
your sign?
I'm a Sagittarius. That's
I don't
a
know
weird.
what none of that shit really
That was
means
a weird-
off the
that-
cuff of my head, but that's why, ladies, you gotta get you a Pisces, get you an empath, someone that always knows.
Huh?
Yeah, that's what you say. And then as soon as some shit like that happened to you, watch. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, that's exactly how it be. Where they just act like you're supposed to know. I'm like, no, I can't read your mind.
Or
Nah,
if they get pregnant, and then it's just it's wild. Like when y'all ain't had a kid yet, but when you have a kid, you go through the craziest shit. Like you basically go with Dr. Two-Face.
Yeah, hormones be all unbalanced.
Yeah, they
like
crying over shit. You be watching the show, they be crying. You like, what you crying for? And then it start a fight. You ask what they crying about. Like,
and she crying over a cooking show. You really concerned?
yeah.
You put on here, what can and can't you share to your friends about your relationship?
Yeah, man. Because like, I feel there's people that get mad, or like, not so much mad, but if there's stuff that goes on in a relationship, you're supposed to just work that out between y'all. And when you tell your other homies about it, they feel like they get mad. Or not that they feel.
Well,
you tell your homies about it, they get mad at you. And it's like, but
I feel like
I
you
needed
have
the outlet. I needed
not-
someone to go and talk to about it.
not to cut you off, but I feel like everyone has certain friends that they know who to talk to, like to talk to about what.
Mm-hmm.
There's a certain friend that you know if you tell them that's a battery in their back. Like they can't hold cold water. They gonna let that loose.
Mm-hmm.
They already don't like the bitch or something. And as soon as you got the little barbecue, well, why you do that shit? So I feel like you know which friends is for which things. Like there's certain friends I just party with. Like that's all we could do. Like we can't never have a serious conversation or nothing. Like nigga, I'll just see you out at the club.
Right.
But there are certain friends, like even Kim, like he one of my friends. Like I could come talk to because he gonna give me the full shit. He gonna tell me if I'm bullshit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So,
But then even out of respect for your partner, you would relay that information to them, right?
tell them that you told somebody.
Yeah.
No, sometimes you just gotta keep some shit to yourself. I know I be telling some wild ass stories out here, but sometimes you just keep some shit to yourself. That's like starting a fight. Like, oh, you told him. Like, oh.
I'm with him on that because like I think in my situations I don't ever really like tell my friends until whatever issues that me and my situation was having was concluded. That's when I feel like I could tell a story because like I think I don't need a second person in my ear or head because I done already thought every scenario probably 4 times. So like instead of asking somebody, and then like what I really stopped doing was asking like my female friends about the situation because I used to like talking to my female friends to get perspective from another female.
Oh, yeah.
But then like once I realized that the female is just going to favor the female side, then it just got to a point where I was just like, nah, fuck that shit then.
No, see that ain't even the shit.
They're going to favor the irrational side, the most irrational side, I guess.
Either female favors the female side, or you got to understand females don't like other females. So they just automatically gonna go towards the argumentative side of the shit. Because you know the females that don't like other females.
Yeah, I got you.
They got 2 female friends that they fall out with every other day. So it depends on the female too.
That sounds like a personality flaw.
Yeah, it is.
But there's a lot of females like that.
Like a personality flaw and insecurity.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what I'm saying, though, is that, like, I think you got to realize who you're talking to almost, like, because, like, you shouldn't even go to everybody to ask for advice, or you shouldn't even open up to everybody. It's just like I always be saying, like, I could tell, well, not what I always be saying, what I just said is that I could tell the story once it's concluded. Like, there's been plenty of times where me and him just be on the phone chopping it up about shit that happened, and then I could just come clean about everything once it's over with. Or just even like the other day when we was at the bar. Well, I just told you that whole situation because at this point, I mean, I guess it's over with, but like, you know, but at the same time, like it needs to be conversations had, but they just haven't happened yet.
So like say you and your shorty get into like a fight, like not like a major big fight, because if you get in a major big fight, like of course you're gonna be closed off and keep that shit to yourself for a little bit until you both can process and rationalize it. But if y'all get into like a little spat, she got you tight, you go out with the homies, y'all having a drink. At what point, like, do you tell your homies that type of story, or like get their perspective on that,
No.
just so you can get it off your chest?
No, I wait till years later and I say it on the podcast.
Yeah.
I just keep it in and I just keep drinking until I just see the most depressed people is the life of the party.
Facts.
So sometimes there was a span where I was the life of the motherfucking party, man, because of everything that was going on. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna turn the fuck up. I'm gonna be happy. I want to be happy, and I tried to find happiness in drinking and fucking and all types of crazy shit. Like my outlet for a long time to get over shit was just fuck out of it. Like I'll fuck a whole bunch of girls until I'm out of it. But that was never the answer. It took me years to realize, like, I'm doing the wrong outlets to try to get out of these feelings. So the best thing you could do is, like he said, come to the conclusion, or have that friend that you know is going to keep it unbiased and talk to them. But if you don't have that friend, keep it to yourself until the conclusion comes.
Yeah, because I be asking just like out of curiosity, because I would assume like y'all wouldn't be irrational in a relationship that you wouldn't ask of your partner something you wouldn't do for them, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So like, if me and her have a little spat, and she go into the group chat or she go to her friends and start popping her shit, I get like she's mad in the moment. She can say whatever she want about me, but at the same time, like, you telling your friends our business.
No, I'm so sick. I'll use your words against you. I'm like, this is what you said. You might need to stand on that, or don't say that again.
Yeah.
Don't let me find out you said some crazy shit to your friends. I promise you that. Stand on it then. You want to say it, then
You know,
that's what you need to be on.
And maybe not even just saying crazy shit, but just you opening the doors to let people into your relationship.
yeah.
I would want like the respect to be able to have you come back and be like, hey, you know what? Like, I did end up talking to such and such about this. They gave me this perspective, and then we're hashing it out there.
Like he was saying earlier, how he was like, I don't know how people talk on things that they don't have enough experience in. Why would I talk to my homie that can't never keep a bitch on my relationship or something?
We think logically.
Or why would I talk to this? But in a female brain, she go talk to her single friend that needs somebody to go out with about our shit. So automatically it's one-sided.
Yeah, and I don't even like being like the topic of whatever chick I'm talking to and her friends, because like if I feel like I gotta argue with you because of some of the shit your friend said, then like what's the point of this?
That's true.
Because like what about my perspective? Why are you taking perspective from them or what they know about me, but not coming to your own conclusion to me? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, like, the only time they talked about you was when y'all was arguing. So all they got is the negativity. They don't know about, the trip y'all took and she had a great time and how she felt. They just know about an argument you had
Right.
on your way to the bank.
And I feel like that's where, like, in past relationships, that's where I really found out if I really liked her or not. Because if I go to the homie, I'll be like, man, yo, she blah, 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 she did all this, right? But then as soon as my homie's gonna take my side, he gonna be on the perspective. He either is gonna give me the real perspective of you're doing this wrong or you are wrong in this situation, or he's just gonna start shitting on her. Yeah. But then if he does start shitting on her, that's where I'm like, all right, but you know, she does this, like she's this type of person, like there's this, there's that. I start shooting her bail, for lack of a term. Yeah. But if I start shooting her bail, that's where I'm like, all right, now I can see where she's coming from and like really empathize with her, and then I can address that, come back to her and address it in the right way.
Even in my case, I feel like I'm always like shooting bail, like you'll make an excuse for a motherfucker sometimes. Like, yeah, she did me cool on my birthday, but now it's 6 months past my birthday, and all we did is argue. You know what I mean? Like,
No, I
Yeah.
feel that.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, and we try to like talk ourselves out of. It's just like being uncomfortable, being single again. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so familiar to be in the relationship. So we could shoot bail sometimes. That's not really bail. It's like, would I want to be with someone that didn't buy me something for my birthday? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, would I want to be with someone that didn't do this or didn't do this? Like, this is just common shit that's supposed to happen, I feel like. So I'm not about to shoot you bail for, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm
said
not
I'm
about
not-
to shoot my kid bail for getting an A in math. I'm going to be like, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to
Right.
You're supposed to go to do your homework. You know what I mean?
You're not gonna plot a fish for swimming.
Facts. Dude, you said, is marriage the goal?
Yeah. Would you get married?
I don't know. In my head, I'm just kind of like, if it happened, it happened. If it don't, it don't. I don't know if I said this on one of the last pods, but like I'm saying, one of my homeboys was just like, I just think yeah, I do remember saying this. Never mind. That doesn't matter. Yep. He said I'm jaded when it comes to relationships, but I'm not. It's just that, like, I don't know. I just almost feel like should have fallen in place where it's supposed to fall into place. If it do, if it do. If it don't, it don't. I'm to the point to where, like, to be honest with y'all, like, if I never have a kid, I'm cool with it. And I ain't got no kids.
But wait, if you get married, that's you making it happen. Yeah, she got to say yes.
But I'm not looking like for a chick that I need to get married to is what I'm getting at. Like, I'm not like, I got to find somebody to marry. I got to find somebody to marry. Like, sure, like, building a life with somebody, like, I guess it is a goal in my head, but like.
But would you
I got
want
to
the
the-
stamp of approval?
Yeah, but I think I just got to the point in life to where, like, reality sometimes is over what I want. So, like, if in my head, the reality is I might not get married, and it is what it is. Like, sure, I'd want to get married, but if I don't, like, I'm not really tripping off it.
Yeah, and I say it all the time. Like, man, I want to be a fucking 50 years old and not have like some shit to come home to. You know how that shit would probably feel like just going home to yourself at 50 and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in my head, I'm like, nah, that shit ain't cool. So yeah, I would want to get married, but I think if it comes to I've gotten to the point right now where my business is above my feeling type thing. Like, I want to get shit in line for my kids.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck how I feel
Yeah.
type shit. So, if it came, yeah, but say this shit blew up and we got an offer for $10 million and then they want to come around. Nah, I think I might just stay single then.
Man,
At
that's
that
why I be
point.
telling you, like, don't let me get rich, because I might just turn on everything I ever stood for. Nigga, I start tricking. I would be flying women out. What you want to go to college, girl? Like, don't let me get no money.
Scholarships.
I'm telling you, don't let me get no money. Don't let me get no mad crazy money, and still be like me with like no like serious relationship and no kid. I promise you, I'm tricking. I'm turning into straight trick. I'm turning into trick daddy. Y'all niggas gonna be
He
like
go on OnlyFans,
paying.
paying for the premium, then going in the message and be like, shit, I'm flying you out. What's happening?
For real, I'm telling you, I'm gonna be acting crazy. That's why I like it. Like, I'm gonna go against everything I ever stood for. Y'all gonna be like, man, y'all remember when he used to be like, don't trick it? He flying strippers out, all kind of stuff. Yeah, nigga, don't let me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, don't. Yeah, nigga, I'll be dangerous because, my grandma said it one time. She's like, you just don't know how to act if you ain't got no woman. Because she seen it first. Like, I used to bring girls to Granny crib because I lived with my grandparents for a long time. And she used to be like, man, you don't know how to act if you don't have no woman. And I really looked at it and I was like, you know what, you right. Because I'm the type of nigga get bored and then I just think of some shit to do.
So y'all see marriage as like the actual proclamation of being with someone.
Yeah,
Versus,
but
like-
sometimes I think like just being married on paper is a mistake sometimes.
That's real. That's kind of realistically what I'm getting at. Like,
Yeah,
of
I
course,
feel like-
ideally, like we're humans, we're made to like interact
So-
with so many different other people.
And that's what I
but-
meant. Like, if this shit blow up, $10 million, some shit, and we pop it or some shit,
I'm tricking.
hell no, I'm not signing no paper. Like, we could be in a long-term relationship till we die, but I ain't signing no paperwork because then you getting a piece of something that you wasn't rubbing my head the nights I was stressing over the motherfucker.
You're
and
gonna
shit.
be like Kanye, if you ain't no punk, holla where you want prenup.
That's what I was about to ask. You ain't gonna make your son a prenup.
Yeah.
If you don't make 10 million, but you end up getting married anyway, you gonna make your son a prenup?
Yep.
Now that I'm seeing shit, and I seen like some scandalous shit. I seen motherfuckers pay, like, build a life together, basically, paid all the shit off, and then the chick get everything at the end of the day. So that is a conversation that I used to be like, no, I want to share. I was a young kid, like, man, no, I want to share my life, man, with my piece. I was optimist. I was a hopeless romantic, just like nose wide open. Now I'm like, you know what? The punk bitch better kick rocks when if it is between us. Like,
Yeah.
You trying to get married?
A part of me wants to say no, just because like one if we do get married, yeah, it's a prenup for sure. Prenup for sure. I don't care if I ain't got but 50 cents in my name. I'm gonna have my 50 cents. You're not getting a quarter. But like, just the idea of a marriage actually being like a business relationship makes me not want to entertain it. Like, cause if we don't get married, you always have the out of we're just in a relationship. Like, we're not like on paper, we're not set in stone, nothing like that. Sure. But at the same time, like, why would I want to go through the hassle of having, we have these tough conversations, but you're going to have to also have the tough conversation on the back end of once it's over, like what you would have to do. Like, what are the financial implications of getting married and then getting divorced?
So
but I feel like that's even a jaded of us to always talk about the divorce part. You know what I'm saying? Because this, just like Cam says, we know what we want. I mean, we know what we don't want, but we don't know what we want.
But when when you're getting married, though, you have to acknowledge like that piece of it might end. This might not be forever.
Yeah, but shouldn't that be a chance you got to take if you really believe in like
the love
and the situation and stuff like that? Because like, not what like wanting to be in a relationship for 10, 20 years, but like there's no paperwork attached to it just because it's like a business thing. Women are gonna look at that like you're scared of commitment. Because like it's almost just like I'm valuing the other things in my life over this woman. And which I guess like there should be even balance to it, but they're gonna look at it like you're still scared to commit to me. They're not even gonna think about like the fact that like unless she real scandalous like that, they're not gonna really think about the fact that like, nah, if we get divorced and he own his house, I can leave with the house. Because like in her head, if she's marrying you, she's probably not thinking about leaving you. Like, of course, you gotta acknowledge that shit happens, but like if you go into it thinking that, then women are gonna think that you have commitment issues.
Yeah, like you came into it with not the full open arms. You know what I mean? So,
well, the full open arms is there, but I also like if I'm in it 100%, and maybe she's 1 foot in, 1 foot out, or like she starts to pull away more so than I start to pull away. I don't want to take most of the collateral damage in us just getting married.
Okay, but like let's say if you are with a woman for 10 to 15 years, right? Mm-hmm. And would you get engaged?
Yeah.
So then,
but like what? Well,
if you was with her for 10 years and on year 10 y'all get engaged, right? And you're with her for another 10 without this paperwork and she's just your fiance, you don't think she's probably gonna have a problem with that?
Okay, that's completely different.
Or even if it was a 5-year thing, like
that's
you was
like
with her for 5 years, y'all get engaged, and then 5 years y'all still never got married. How does she not have a problem with that and look at it like that's commitment issues?
yeah.
That's an open-ended promise. So like let me backtrack. If if we were together 10 years and we decide to get engaged, yeah, I'm for sure going for the marriage. Like, I'm not gonna wait unless like our finances ain't in order. If that's the only thing holding us back, I'm just gonna try and get married ASAP. Like, I'm gonna make it happen. But if I'm just of the ilk of I don't necessarily want to get married, I necessarily don't want the paperwork and all this and that, then I'm not gonna get engaged.
But
at
that's
all.
what I was saying is
We gonna have our own type of arrangement. We're gonna have our own type of me and you. But like,
so say the pod pops off, you got 10 million, right?
mm-hmm.
Like, it don't even have to be 10 million. It could be 250,000, whatever. And then chicks start seeing you. You're more visible now on the pod. Girls start coming towards you. You're not gonna think like, oh, you wasn't here. Like what I was saying is, you wasn't here with me when it was low.
Bitch, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I've seen it multiple times. Like, I've seen motherfuckers get lit and all the females come around them. And it's like, where was you at before?
But see, I never had females like that anyway. So as soon as I like get some money, I'm not gonna give them no type of time.
But that's why you gotta watch out for them gold digging assholes anyway. Like that's usually
that's
you might
the
know.
new shit now. Like, gold digging is like the minimum because they want the Turks. They want to take the picture in Turks. They want to do this. They want to do that. They want to take, you know what I'm saying? Like everything, like social media kind of ruined relationships.
Yep. But if I'm messing around with a girl and she's living through social media, then I know that's not my woman. I know that's not the woman for me. Mm-hmm. If you want to be with me just to show off the lifestyle, then like, nah, you ain't for me for real.
That's why, like.
But what happened if she builds you up and then she show her the lifestyle?
That's different. But like just what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying is like you helped me build. You stood through that, and now we got the lifestyle. And a lot of people want to get shit off on social media and shit.
Well, I think my issue is like I don't think everything should be posted on social media.
No,
like it's a lot of shit that like, especially like in like dealing with relationships that I never posted on social media.
Yeah.
Because like I'm just like out of respect for my partner, like, you know what I'm saying, I really shouldn't be saying certain shit. Like, yeah, I'll give you a birthday shout out, but even then, like when we up or like we doing stuff, I'm probably not really gonna post about it.
Yeah.
But like I'm gonna do enough on the internet to where people know what my situation is though.
Yeah, you're gonna see like the back her shoe in a clip of my shoes or some shit. Like you don't see her walking in front of me as I'm taking a picture of a fucking a skyscraper or some clouds or some shit. But I'm not gonna do the most post you crazy, like do the, I don't want to say corny and embarrassing, but I'm not gonna go on full soliloquies every other week to post my shorty.
Like when I was in my last thing, you know, I make the post, the family post, do my thing, you know, but it wasn't like nothing crazy, like, oh, this. Like, you gonna know my situation.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know.
But yeah, I don't.
But I'm not really the social media motherfucker. Like, I'm gonna do the story. I'm the story nigga. Like, I'm gonna post a story. I might not post the post.
Yeah. But
I want to know what you even going through to be coming up with all these relationship questions lately.
Nothing, nigga.
He came up with all these relationship questions today.
Nigga,
I want to know what you be going through. Like, what be on your mind to be thinking about this stuff?
Bro, I just be like real thinking, real critical, cause.
But you don't.
He
You're thinking critically about the relationship.
He be in the house on that shit like on the way to the club. I'm just out here working on me.
Who am I going to share this coach money with? I just got 3 new signees I'm training.
Dead ass, nigga. Hey.
When we gonna go to Tokyo Station?
That's what I'm wondering. Like, what's this man going through to coming up with these relationship questions?
Nothing, bro. Because I don't know. Maybe it's the optimistic in me, but I don't want to say I'm fiending for a relationship, but it would be nice to have one. Like I don't have hardly any stock in any of these women out here. As much as I want a relationship, I enjoy the picturing of a relationship more so than I enjoy actually putting in the work with some of these women out here.
Nah.
And it's not a detriment to them because I know some like I know some really good women that would be good in a relationship, but at the same time, I also know like as soon as something goes awry, the type of person I am, I haven't built the trust with a lot of these women to be able to weather the storm, to be able to actually take the lumps
I
and
feel
keep
like
going through it.
for you, just from the outside looking in, you need to go to a different area to get your woman.
Facts.
Extreme facts. And I think a few of us need to do that. Shit, nigga, I might be right with them.
Shit, I might.
Because it's just like, it just gets to, like, when you been in the same place for so long, it's almost just like, especially like if you're just in the same crowd, you just know, you know what I'm saying? So like, the closest we gonna get to finding something like to sit down with out here is probably fucking Logan or St. George, nigga. We gonna need to make trips to find like pieces that
Like
we
when I
gonna
was
need
in
to keep
Pittsburgh,
around.
man, I thought it was so crazy. This one shorty like made my plate, and I was like, damn. And she like slayed it out. I'm like, damn. Like, to think if I went back home, I ain't gonna get this. Like, I'm gonna get an argument or something. Like, shorty out here making plates and doing different shit, and that might be giving bail just lightly. Maybe that's what women just do out there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Then maybe that's how they raised, and so that's what I started thinking is like, I might need to go to the South or something where these women is raised a way to like in different ways than like they're raised out here.
And especially like that's probably why like the priors question is probably why it sits on me so much, because I've been here for so long. Like, yeah, I've gotten to move to Iowa. I went to Alaska. I've spent stints in California, but like I've never necessarily started a life of my own, like actually getting to it, like meeting.
Maybe there's something to flying the women out.
No, I think maybe it's something to do with like taking that jump and keeping that jump. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you probably should find if there's nothing to hold you here, I get it, like your mom is here and stuff like that, but like my mom is here too, and y'all know my plan is to leave. I think like when you just leave, you probably got to just stick with being gone and try to build a life elsewhere. Just because like if you know how you feeling here, then like ain't nothing really holding you from leaving. You know what I mean? Because like even in my head where I'm just like, yeah, sure, my mom's here, like, you know, we own this spot over here, but like I got to dip out and build my own life. Because like I maxed her out. Like that was my whole plan. I gotta find something so my mama don't ever have to move again. Boom, copped it. What now? I gotta go find what I need to do for myself now.
Yeah.
And I don't think what I need to do for myself is in the confines of this state.
Yeah.
It might not be in the confines of being like sometimes we're so comfortable with, you know, having our family around or having this around that we can't truly grow how we need to grow.
Right. And then you a couple years younger than me anyway. So like to me, like you moving to Alaska and coming back was almost in my head when I moved to Salt Lake and came back. But like of course you was way closer and I could still drive over here and come see my mom, but I really wasn't. But I was calling her on the phone every day. We talk on the phone every day, 30 minutes. Boom, hang up. And then like a couple weekends I come see her and whatnot. But I feel you. So like when shit hit the fan out there in my head, I was just like, nigga, I just got to go back with my mom. Like that's just where I need to be because it was like a comfortable spot. Mm-hmm. And then, but like you know what I'm saying, I had to learn that.
Yeah.
Basically learn that. So I think like the next time you really want to take a leap and go, nigga, if you take that leap and go, like you gonna find like everything that you feel like you're missing in life at this moment.
Yeah, that's why like that's a lot of what my plan is. Like I truly don't see myself like staying here like a max of 2 years. Like this year is really just on some, all right, let's recuperate, let's recover, let's actually plan out the next move. And like that all goes towards coaching, like what happens with our season this year, what happens when I step into this director role for this other team, like can I build that up? Like if all that shit pops and it's mad successful, all right, then I can rethink staying here a little longer. But
Right.
like if shit don't even come close to where I think it should be at, I'm out of here.
And I think like not to even like sound like I was trying to, say you're making a mistake in your life, because there's nothing wrong with a reset.
Right.
Like, it's almost like you need to reset to see what's real important. And I feel like we all been saying that in a different way. So, like, this is your reset. I've been through my reset. He was saying earlier about how it's just a lot of shit that he was doing that he realized that he was fucking up. That was his reset. So, like, it's a lot of times where when you reset, or even like how you was like, do you sit around and process things? Processing is part of a reset.
Yeah.
That should be the first step to your reset. You sit down and you think about, what the fuck did I just do, and what do I got to do different the next time so I don't get back in this situation.
Exactly. And that's why, like, a lot of I guess these relationship questions been coming up. Just because, like, being here, like, a lot of my, like, relationships throughout my life have always just been here. So being back, so after, like, leaving multiple stints and then coming back, it's like, damn, I'm really continuously processing the same shit over and over again.
And it's almost like you can't escape it either. So, like, because like a lot of the times when I leave something, okay, like a lot of the shit that I did with my girl that I was in a long relationship with, I never done like none of that shit with a new piece, because I don't want to like bring the same feeling and feel like I'm doing the same thing when obviously it didn't work the first time. So like, but like you go around some of the places and then like it's almost like the nostalgia start kicking in and you be like, God damn. So I think that could also be like a reason like for you to leave. So you don't have to just keep like feeling the fucking nostalgia when you just walk down a street that you used to be with a piece.
The shittiest part is Instagram, because like I've stopped like getting into the mode of blocking people. Because at one point I unblocked everybody, but now like that suggested shit be coming back to bite me in the ass. Because it'd be showing one specific piece and her mom all the fucking time, and I just be tired about it.
My shit is how I said, like, I'll tell if y'all had an issue, then I'll be like, hey, nigga, we need to get to this. So I don't block nobody. I don't block nothing. Like, I gotta learn how to. There wasn't no block in my grandpa's age. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't even social media. But like, if he went to the store
cell phones
and one of his pieces was in there, he just had to sit in the store with that piece and continue shopping.
Yep,
Like,
but it's 2023 and I can choose to block that bitch.
No, we're not doing that.
So I'm gonna block the bitch, nigga. What?
you're not getting no type of piece of my life anymore.
I swear, what are you talking about? Like,
You gonna
man,
see me get these fits off and shit.
nah, fuck that. I will block you. You do not exist.
You don't need to know how good I'm doing.
Right.
You don't need to know what I laid out.
Right.
You don't need to know what I'm wearing. Nah.
Right. It's
see me when I'm at button down.
And
then what?
And then it's because too, like, I feel like you're supposed to lose the access that you just decided to give up. I can't just keep allowing you access to my life. You gave it up already, so I'm gonna block you.
They don't have the access because first off, you could text me and I could not text you back, and different shit. Like, you could see me out and I don't talk to you.
Yeah, but still, stalking on social media, that's having access to the life.
And
I wish one of my old pieces would just
spend your time looking at me.
Nah, because I wish one of my pieces would just be able to just be looking at my page. One of my old pieces would just to be able to be looking at my page and be like, he's at the fucking park with his dog. Yeah, and why you worried about it? You already gave that up.
Well, why are you even thinking about it? Like, I don't give a fuck. How do you feel about me walking my dog? How you feel about this and this and this? Like, if that's your prerogative, do what you got to do. Like, I'm still continuing to live my life.
Because that don't mean I didn't have. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Because I don't mean I didn't have feelings for her too. So like, it's just like, oh no, okay, look, you lost access. Boom.
Because that was even another topic that I took off. Because I wanted to know like what y'all feel about shorties that get married and they still come back and check on you.
All right, this is the last topic, and we can dip out. Go ahead, finish it up.
Last topic, but
yep.
No, I have a lot of women that I've had relationships with that go to other relationships, and like how I said, like they go and they look for that same nigga, and they come to me for relationship advice. They come to me for all this shit, and it's just like, damn, how the dynamics change. But I've learned to appreciate every woman I had in my life that was like real, like that was some real shit. Because, like I said, every single one taught me something. So like, when they come back, I'll be like, we could be friends. I don't think we could ever go back to the relationship part most of the time because it's just like the Wale shit where it's like on the Seinfeld shit, it's like the two magicians. You know all the tricks. You know all the shit. So like we could be friends, but I don't think we could ever get back to being in a relationship.
As you shouldn't. But I don't. I feel like when you make the decision in however we end is however we end, and if you come back around and you're like single, you're still on your own, and you want to come back and check up on me, I get this. I can understand what you're saying there. But like if you choose up and you are married, engaged, like you have a full-fledged family with this other dude, and you come back to my page like trying to follow me, nah, that's weird. That's weird to me. I can't vote for that.
I'm with you but what, like, to look at it from the other perspective, she probably didn't really fuck with you that tough or as tough as she thought she did. So, like, in her head, you was just a piece of meat. Yeah, I fucked this nigga. Let me see what he up to. You know what I mean?
I have one woman, I had one female in my life that we dated and shit was cool. It ended kind of just like it just ended. Like there was really no conversation, no nothing. And every time she ended up getting married, having a kid, and every time they got into an argument, she was on my phone. And it was just, with me, I had to learn to just be like, you know what? There's a reason why life put us like this. Like, life put us like this because we ain't supposed to be together, like, type thing. Even though, like, shoot, it was cool. And it ended cool, but sometimes you got to take what life gives you and stop trying to force it. Like, don't force nothing. Like, but if she like broke up with her man and then she came back and that's a different story. But if she's like with the dude,
I'm a Arthur tight fist either way.
Yeah, I think if she's still with the dude, like she really didn't give a fuck about you the way you thought she did, bro.
Yeah.
Because if she's able to just keep tabs on you after being with somebody else, then it's just like, yeah, whatever. Unless I guess like there is, a couple exceptions to the rule because I feel like me and one of my pieces keep tabs on each other. The one I actually shared a dog with. I feel like we keep tabs on each other, but we're both sure that like we fucking with other people, and like it's been that way for at least a couple years at this point. But like, she don't be like, "Hey, my man," and I don't be like, "Yeah, this piece I'm be running around with." But like, we just know, like we just have a mutual knowing, and we're mad cordial about all the situation. We just know we couldn't be together. Like we're mature enough to know that now. Yeah. And I think realistically, if we would have met each other now instead of back then, like that probably would have been the one I sat down with. But like.
Yeah,
but instead of that, she was meant to teach. She was put here to teach me something.
Yeah, so I always say like life is situations and timing. You go through different situations at different times, and you feel differently about it. So like, just take what you got from that situation, learn from it for your next situation.
Mm-hmm. And part of me almost wanted to think that it was backwards. Like, I would almost want to take the flattery of, oh, you got a man over there, you got a whole baby, and you searching for me? You looking at me?
That could also be
like,
it.
Now you care. Got it.
That could also be it, where he might be a fuck up.
And so that's where I'd be tight. I'd be like,
I ain't gonna lie. I've gotten messages from the one that I was saying where it was like, I fucked up. Like, when I didn't do this. And I'm like, it's too far gone now. You 3 kids in. So it's like, it's too far gone.
Last question, because it's going to add to that. Do that make you feel good when they try to come back and be like, damn, I fucked up?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. It made me feel like I'm that nigga.
Nah, that shit make me hot, nigga.
It made me hot,
I
but
be
at the end of the
pissed,
day,
bro.
I'd be like happy. I'd be happy pissed.
I'd be pissed as a bitch. Or I'd be like, you knew good and damn well that you know what I'm saying, you wasn't gonna find nothing better. You just had to do some bullshit.
But that's why I'd be happy, because it's like, oh yeah, now I can finally get all this shit off. All this mean shit that I've been holding back.
Yeah.
Because I was unprovoked. Here we go.
That's fair. But it just makes me mad because it's just like all this shit, all that shit was avoidable if you would have just made the right decision.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why I be getting mad, because I'm like, now I gotta argue with you for no reason. Now you want to realize you fucked up when I tried to tell you that.
Yeah, now,
That's why it makes me mad.
But the point about that one was we never had a conversation. Like, it was just like some ghost shit.
Yeah.
And then, but.
oh no, if you ghost, it's different.
It was some ghost shit. And then now, years later, you got a whole family, you doing this, and you hit me. It was like on Christmas or some crazy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Hit me with a message like, I fucked up. Like, you was like, you taught me all this shit. Like, it was like I had to go find the message, but it was like some crazy shit. And I was like, I felt good to the motherfucker. I was like, because that was like the conversation I needed. Like how Cam always says that when he ends something, he needs a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I needed, because I was always like, why you go? Like, I was questioning, like, we wasn't cool or like something, or so then when that was said, it made me feel good, because I was like, oh, you was out here just being stupid. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And it helped me come to the conclusion.
Yeah.
So hell yeah, I felt good. I was champion there. I was like, yeah, I knew that nigga ain't had shit on me, because I'm still him.
All my girls be like, Shaq, they got a great thing going for them, and you want to fuck it up. Now look at you. You traded from Miami to Phoenix to Boston, not doing shit. I be feeling good than a motherfucker.
Matter of fact, speaking of Shaq, put him on the next topic for the next pod. I got a lot of shit to get off about that nigga.
Mm-hmm.
You say you
I
got
love Shaq, though.
You say you got a lot of shit to get off on Shaq? Pause.
Put that on the next pod. We're going to skip basketball this pod.
Yeah.
Next pod, I got some shit to say about Shaq. I love Shaq.
Me
Let's-
too. I
let's
love
preface
Shaq
hate.
too. I feel like he's a staple.
He's a staple.
Yeah.
You gonna
Oh, he got some shit.
you gonna hate?
We'll just
He
hold
gonna
it
be
on
a
to the next pod.
hater.
No, I'm not a hater. I'm not a
Nigga.
hater. I love Shaq.
Nigga, anybody that says, hey, but I love him. I love him.
I love Shaq. I just don't. Okay, look, I'm just gonna say it. I said this on a different pod too. I just don't think people actually. Shaq is one of them players where, like, just because he's so likable, nobody actually holds him accountable for the bullshit he actually did, and it just pisses me off.
We can have a Shaqopedia pod.
Yeah, it just makes me mad that nobody holds him accountable for the bullshit that he did. And then even when it comes to the finals MVP situation, nigga was running around playing against dudes that, like, wasn't even that good and putting up 35 a game. Like it's a lot of shit I could get off about Shaq where I'm just like, we're not honest about his career. Even down to the point where, like, I have a theory that he should have been the greatest basketball player of all time.
I don't think that's a theory. I feel like that's a fact.
Well, I guess I'm right on track then.
We'll get into that next time. We'll get into that
Yeah,
next
we'll
time.
get that next time. Next time, we can get out of here.
Yes.
Damn.